I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning Expresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
You just missed it. He did like a double backflip, spin into a pike, and nailed the landing.
How excited I get for the show, G?
Parkour.
Yes,
that was
parkour,
brilliant.
made it.
Absolutely superb entry and gets the 10 marks on the dismount. Very good morning. Hopefully you are jumping into the brand new day like we are. We are so excited to be here. Now, I don't know if you remember, dude, I went to the KFC branch and Kentucky Town, which was like the most mind-blowing, because I'm a big Kentucky fan. It was like, obviously celebrating their 50th birthday. Well, they put me to the Spicy Wing Challenge to test out the various sauces, and it was an incredibly exciting affair. And I look, the hottest, I had to listen on. For the rest of the day, it kept coming back like just drips of sweat. But I got a little surprise for you guys. I brought along a few wings for y'all to try. And Jamie, I don't know what your hotness steak is like, but how do you handle hot food? I remember it was 2 times hot noodles. You were okay?
Yeah, I was okay. Like a little bit of tears. I shed a tear too. But I mean, it's a love-hate. It's a love-hate. So I'm very interested to try this out because the flavors that you were talking about were
beautiful.
Yeah.
So have your sweat towel handy, and then I've got a little surprise for the studio team.
Oh, look, speaking of scintillating, of course, we've got 2 scintillating people that we're about to say good morning to, and let's do exactly that.
Morning, ladies.
Good morning. Good morning, South Africa. Good morning, guys. So good to be able to connect with you on this Wednesday. Can I say it? Happy 1st of December, everybody. Yes.
December.
I can't believe that in a month's time it's going to be 2022. You just said that in the wardrobe room, and I was like, what?
I know, 1 month left of 2021, but you know what? It is also that time where we're going to start winding down. We're going to start reflecting on the year that was, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing today on social media. We want to ask you, with our question, what are some of your fondest milestones for 2021? Is anything standing out for you?
Ooh, there's been so many. I think being able to do KZN, so that being able to explore South Africa and just, go out there. And I'm looking at Raal, and he's saying that he doesn't do hot. We had Durban curry, and he cried. So I'm very interested to see how he's going to handle the hot wings. What about you?
I think for me, it's just, being able to move into my first place and being able to make it home, but that's still a journey. But I think that for me is a big milestone for 2021.
Yeah. The thing is that if you are eating something hot, you always need to have something to cool it down. So maybe I should prepare myself for those wings and have some of this Clover Bliss while Raal gets into those news headlines.
Yes, indeed. Of course, it's time to start the show and kick it off with our national news headlines. And later, yes, I'm going to hold in those tears for that spicy challenge. I'll see you between myself and Jamie. By kicking off national news right now this morning, in higher education, Minister Blade Nzimande yesterday officially launched Nelson Mandela University's new medical school in Gqeberha. Now, the school, the 10th one in South Africa, opened its doors to 50 medical students in March this year. Now, next year, a further 80 students will begin their 6-year studies. Meanwhile, proof of vaccination against COVID-19 will now be required before prospective students can register at the 4 major higher education institutions in the Western Cape, now namely being the Universities of Stellenbosch, Cape Town and the Western Cape, as well as the Cape Peninsula University of Technology. And in more news, the country's unemployment rate rose to a new record high of 34.9% in the third quarter, after rising to 34.4% in the previous quarter. Now, Statistics South Africa said this means that there are now 7,643,000 unemployed people in South Africa. And the broad definition of unemployment, which includes people discouraged from looking for work, has risen from 44.4% to 46.6%. Now, economists say the pressure on the power grid and the impact of the Omicron COVID-19 variant are expected to place further pressure on business as well as employment. And now, from national news to international fronts, and scientists say the rate of new HIV infections among young girls in Africa, gay men and drug users poses the largest challenge in fighting HIV and AIDS worldwide. Now, the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention and the Center for AIDS Programs and Research in South Africa presented a webinar to commemorate World AIDS Day today. Now, research points to some 4,000 new HIV infections daily in the world, and in Africa, young women are most infected. Now, by the age of 15, 6% of girls are already living with HIV. But now moving over to Europe, where the European Union's Public Health Agency yesterday said 42 cases of Omicron variant of COVID-19 have so far been confirmed in 10 countries in the European Union. Now, it also now comes to light that Omicron was present in Netherlands earlier than previously thought, and initially it was thought that flights from SA had brought the SA cases to the Netherlands, or the first cases to the Netherlands on Sunday, but it was also identified in 2 test samples taken in the Netherlands between the 19th and 23rd of November, which is before the variant was first reported in South Africa. Now next, South Africa's first Michelin Michelin star chef is celebrating a huge win. Now, South Africa's first Michelin star chef, published author and passionate photographer Jan Hendrik van der Westhuizen is celebrating a huge win for his restaurant. Now, from kneading dough in the farmhouse kitchen of his childhood in Mpumalanga to running his own restaurant in Nice, France, Jan Hendrik's journey has taken many unexpected turns. Now, in 2019, he opened Klein Jan in Tswalu, Kalahari, one of SA's leading private game reserves, and it was an untamed, untouched, unspoiled refuge that celebrates the simple, authentic splendors of this magical region. Now, Klein Jan has become the region's culinary epicenter, a place where the Kalahari's unique ingredients are translated into world-class cuisine. Now, Van der Westhuizen has long dreamt of discovering this unexplored culinary territory, which to his mind has unlimited potential. And now his efforts are paying off. The restaurant was selected as the world hidden gem at the La Lista in Paris, and Klein Jan was inspired by a love of South Africa, its heritage, and the concept of home, and now enjoys the exceptional honor of being recognized on the international stage, an incredible accomplishment indeed. Well, on that brilliant note, I leave you with the rest of the headlines. Coming up right now is the sport, and here is the man of the hour. It's the G-Man. Let's check this one out.
Thank you so much, Ryle, and what a moment to be alive. Crazy times in sport as well, just like the rest of the world, I suppose. So let's start with rugby. 2 United Rugby Championship derbies, originally scheduled for February of next year, have now been brought forward and will be played in Durban and Cape Town, respectively, this weekend. That's in the wake of the round 6 and 7 matches that were postponed last week due to the emergence of this new variant of COVID-19. It was then decided to move 2 local derbies forward, and as a result, the Sharks will now host the Bulls in Durban on Friday evening, and another mouth-watering fixture. The Stormers will face the Lions down in Cape Town, and that's on Saturday afternoon. And of course, limited spectators will be allowed at the matches as gazetted by the government in October this year. Then on to cricket. Former Proteas all-rounder and master blaster Lance Klusener will leave his position as Afghanistan's head coach at the end of his contract next month, and that by mutual agreement. So Klusener was appointed in September of 2019 and led Afghanistan to this year's T20 World Cup, where they put in a good showing. They won 2 of their 5 matches in the group stages, but against pretty tough opposition. Under the 50-year-old, Afghanistan won 1 of their 3 test matches, 3 out of their 6 ODIs, and 9 out of their 14 T20s, so not a bad showing all round. Then on to football. It's that time of the year where everything corsatinas, where there is football, and more football. And today is no exception, with no less than 6 Premier League games tonight. So the Merseyside derby obviously takes centre stage, with Rafa Benitez taking on his former club as Everton welcome Liverpool. Then league leaders Chelsea, they'll be looking for an improved performance after their 1-1 draw against Man United over the weekend. That's as they travel to Watford. Then Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa, who are 2 for 2 under his tutorship, they are up against Man City, while West Ham, they're at home to Brighton. Then on to golf news, and we've been waiting for an update. Tiger Woods now says he does not expect to return to the tour full-time. That was following his terrible car accident in February. Woods' car left the road at about 85 miles per hour, then flipped several times during the accident in California. The 15-time major champion had surgery on open fractures to his lower right leg, and then sustained further injuries to his foot and his ankle. And earlier this month, the 45-year-old said he was making progress and shared footage of him playing golf for the first time in in fact, since the accident, but has not played competitively since December of 2020. If you missed any of those details, we'll touch on them again in an hour or so. Right now, let's set the tone for the day with the weather.
Thank you so much, G, for that sports update. Now, a weather-related story brings good news for communities. A multi-million rand community-based wind farm has finally been launched in the Kouga region of the Eastern Cape. Now, the Kouga Wind Farm Community Development Trust will spend 300 million rand over a 5-year period, focusing on areas such as Umzamo Wetu, Sea Vista, KwaNomo Mzamo, and Kreisfontein. Beneficiaries will be equipped with skills needed in the energy sector and also have a 26% investment stake in funding from the Industrial Development Corporation. Now, the Kouga Community Trust, Dr. Tlale Natane, says community involvement is crucial and the renewable energy sector is playing a vital role in job creation. He also says this is important to ensure sustainable development. He added that development which is stable is development that is based on the needs of the people. And then from great developments in renewable energy in South Africa, we move to some of the beautiful sunrise views experienced around the country too. Now, long-standing viewer and friend of the show, Nancy Govender from Umkomaas, kicks us off this morning with another stunning start to her day overlooking the area as the sun comes up from behind the clouds in the distance. Take a look at that. And then Natalie Rosalia Daniels from Strandfontein shared this glorious shot of the sun's rays breaking through the cloud cover as the day begins. We absolutely love seeing it, and who knows, you might get a young feature, so do share it on our social media platforms. But right now, here is a first look at the temperatures for this Wednesday and the 1st of December. For you, Polokwane, it is a low of 18 that will peak at 28, but do expect some thunder showers coming your way, as well as Umbombela ranges from 18 to 24. Thunder showers are also coming your way on this Wednesday. Pretoria, for you, it is a low of 19 that will peak at 30. Johannesburg as well can expect temperatures that range from 17 to 28. Mahikeng, 18-33. Klerksdorp, thunder showers are also coming your way with a minimum of 17 and a maximum of 32, as well as Kimberley can be seen with a minimum of 19 that will peak at 36. Bloemfontein, for you, 15-33. Richards Bay, partly cloudy conditions that range from 23 to 31, as well as Pietermaritzburg, for you, it is a low of 17 and a high of 30. South Africa's playground at Durban with a range of 20 to 26. Mthatha 15-29, and then East London rain is coming your way, ranging from 19 to 24. Cradock, for you, it is 14-35. Gqeberha 17-23. George can be seen with a low of 14 today that will peak at 21. And if you do find yourself in the mother city Cape Town today, do expect a low of 15 and a high of 22. Worcester, for you, 12-26, Sutherland 7-23, and then last but definitely not least, sunshine is coming your way today, Uppington, with a range of 17 that will peak at 37. And that is where I leave your weather here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, thank you, Jamie. Well, listen, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're getting all the parenting advice that we need. I don't know about you, Raul, but a curious child, it's today. I figure you were one of those that's super duper curious.
I had to ask why all the time, definitely. And it would irritate people too.
Well, we're going to get to our parenting expert to really tell us why it's so important to explore your child's curiosity.
Yeah, and also coming up, of course, you've heard of cake and coffee, but have you heard of cake in coffee? Well, that's the mocha recipe we've got coming after this. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you just after the break.
right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And this morning we're discussing why it's so important to support children's natural curiosity and all their why questions. Of course, we have Nikki Bush, our resident human potential and parenting expert. Nikki, as always, so good to be able to connect with you this morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Jamie.
Let's get straight into it, because our children ask every single question there is out there. Why do our children ask all these questions?
Children are so naturally curious and inquisitive that what if and I wonder are driving forces of exploration and discovery in childhood, as well as in the future world of work. So actually, our children being curious is something as parents we need to keep that mindset alive forever, because it's going to serve them in their future. So this is one of our key tasks. So they want to know, how does the world work? They're intrigued, they're puzzled, they're provoked, and they have this sense of wonder about the world. And that's something that we need to take on as parents. We've been around for long enough to feel jaded about the world, but children just kind of appear and go, oh, why do the waves crash on the beach? Why is the sky blue? What will happen if I grab the dog's tail? And the key to raising a smarter child is to help them to actually ask good questions, and preferably to help them find as many answers for themselves by themselves, because they are explorers seeking explanations about the world around them.
I'm definitely in that phase with my toddler now. Luca's approaching the 3-year-old benchmark, and all he does is ask me questions. Mom, why is this? And sometimes I don't have the answers. And then I would actually ask him the questions. I'm like, so why do you think the ocean is blue? Or why do you think the sun is yellow? But should we be answering all of our children's questions? Because sometimes we don't know the answers.
Look, sometimes we don't know the answers. And then you can say to your child, I'm not sure what the answer is. Let's find out together. And then you go on this journey of exploration together. But very often what happens, Jamie, is that those why questions often come in the car or while you're multitasking doing something else. And to get your child off your back, you tend to just glibly give them the answers instead of doing the step back and saying, but what do you think? And sometimes we need to ask our children, so what do you think? I don't know. And get them to start asking themselves those questions instead of defaulting to a mini lecture, which can often shut down a child. So helping them discover answers for themselves is the basis of inquiry-based education. And some of the more modern schools are starting to recalibrate their curriculum so that children, their sense of curiosity is what actually drives the lessons. So we need to respond with, I don't know, what do you think? Or what do you think the answer is? Or that Socratic questioning. For every question they give you, ask a question back so that we get to deeper and deeper levels of inquiry. Of course, you can't do that all the time. Of course, you have to answer some of your children's questions straight off the bat, and some of them are urgent and they need an answer right now. But when you've got the time, play a little with their curiosity. Make them think a little.
Nikki, and then in your words, how can we then help our children discover answers for themselves so we are not answering everything for them?
Well, I think that this also starts with making sure we don't keep our children too busy in adult-directed activities. And because parents are busy today, we tend to put children in activities all afternoon, and they have very little time for daydreaming, for getting bored. And actually, boredom and daydreaming are at the heart of curiosity, because when children are bored, they look for solutions to their boredom. We tend to just hand them a screen with an app and they get into playing a game instead of creating fun out of nothing. So allowing their mind to wander is a really good thing. And if you think about what is happening in large organizations today, the product developers, the CEOs are actually taking time out, getting away from the rat race of being kind of scheduled all the time and putting themselves in environments where they can daydream. And they say this is where their best ideas come from. In fact, ideas come in the bath or the shower. They come while you're lying in bed, and often while you're driving somewhere, because your mind is actually off the topic that you're obsessing over, and it is wandering. And this is when the brain, which is much cleverer than you and I, actually connects the dots by itself. And that's what we need to give our children space to do.
So many pearls of wisdom coming through this morning, but of course, we are going to be continuing our conversation with Nikki in just a bit, so stay with us.
Absolute incredible advice coming through there. Thank you so much, and to you as well, Jamie Lee. Now, this is something special. This is something I don't often speak about, but December gives us every reason to. Now, we have a why question for you. Why not have cake for breakfast? Sounds good, right? So today marks the official countdown to Christmas, which means the rules are completely changing. And what better way to celebrate than with coffee and cake? Yes, it's going down right now. And in fact, why not celebrate with coffee in cake? Now, with the help of the incredible Nespresso Virtuo, we're making a delicious mocha cake with the beautiful Bianco Fortuo coffee. And here to show us how is Clem Chef in the building. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. Can we have cake for breakfast?
Well, it seems like December's here, so December, anything can go. Anything goes. It's been a year. We need to celebrate, so I mean, I'm not complaining about this one.
I'm going to need you to make some coffee for me.
Okay.
I don't believe December's an official month of the year. I feel like November's the last,
And then it's just Jan to come.
Yeah, December's not a month that we count for. December's just an emotion and a feeling that we have in South Africa. So, yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to agree with you on that one then. All right, so let me whip you up a little coffee in the meantime.
I'm going to start putting some ingredients together. I got some flour. I got some cocoa. Coffee and cocoa, best friends.
And not just any coffee. We're talking about the coffee we have here, and the tasty notes are so incredible. It's Colombian and Kenyan Arabicas, but it's split roasted, right? So get this. One roast is obviously long and dark, and then the other one is short and light. That combination gives this incredible dark roast, full body with mild bitterness, as well as a little bit of acidity. It's great, it's intense for milk recipes as well. Like it seems as one of you got going, yeah, this is what we want when it comes to cake and coffee. I can't think of a better pairing. What do you reckon?
Love it. I can't wait to try it. Okay, baking powder, bicarb, salt, going in there. We always add a bit of salt when we're baking. It just lifts up the flavor of all the little flavoring elements, like our coffee, like our chocolate in there. That's going in. That's our dry ingredients. I've got some eggs over here. I'm going to add some sugar. I'm just going to start lightly creaming it. We're not going to go all the way.
Okay.
I'm going to actually ask you, after you've made our coffee, I'm going to ask you to start working on the frosting for me.
All right.
Super simple. You've got some icing sugar, some softened butter.
Icing sugar, butter. Is that cocoa?
Cocoa. I see some vanilla. And then I'm going to ask you to make it a nice little, maybe like a double espresso after you make this coffee for me.
All right.
Just to add that to
and add that into this one. All right.
Okay.
So let me make yours first. One push of a button with the machine, of course. Another thing I love about this, the fact that it's got up to almost 50% recycled parts that's been utilized in making the machine itself. So it's not just the pods that we're talking about and celebrating here. It's not just cake in the morning we're celebrating, but there's also a conscious element to this too, which I absolutely love. So it's a little bit of a guilt-free cake in a sense, if you think about it.
Then you can just have as much as you like. It's guilt-free. It's guilt-free. Okay, cool. So as soon as you start getting this light color coming through from just the sugar and the eggs, we're going to go in with the milk.
Oh, it's already looking so creamy, so airy. Something that I would almost say, if it wasn't for certain rules, that would make a nice drink, actually. Yeah, I said it.
Like Americans have eggnog, right?
Yeah.
And look, do like a coffee version.
Ooh, we're onto something.
Whoa.
Oh, California hotline's going to be popping off later, I think.
Buttermilk goes in. Oil goes in. How are you doing there with
Can I get started with my cream?
Oh,
or are you still waiting for your coffee? Because the crema on the top of this is looking absolutely superb. I think it's almost ready for you, Chef Clem. We almost, I love the sizing of this. I've been used to the older machine, which obviously does a little bit smaller, a little bit more of a curated experience. But this, I mean, look at the size of this.
You know, and the thing is, that intensity still comes through. Even though you keep on adding more and more and more, you still continue getting that intense coffee flavor, which I absolutely love. That looks... I'm happy with that.
There you go, sir. Simple as that.
Thank you.
Let me get on to making my icing in the meantime.
So the dry goes into the wet. Actually, I prefer going half, actually adding half dry first, mix, add the rest of it.
Okay.
But TV purposes, I don't want to, be standing here for 10 minutes. So once you get it in there, start giving it a good mix. I like the fact that you can actually bake these layers the day before, even 2 days before. and then just make sure you wrap them properly, and then store them like not in the fridge. Don't put it in the fridge. It's just gonna dry it out. So you'll be perfectly fine making it 2 days in advance. And because we've got the cocoa in and the buttermilk, I actually find that the texture gets so much better the next day.
Yeah.
So my tip, definitely make it like the day ahead, and then just have your frosting ready. So on the day of serving, that's when you start layering it up and start frosting it.
All right, so I'm getting my coffee ready. Can I start mixing this?
Yes,
before
you're
I
gonna.
put the coffee in?
The important thing is you have to say the most important things while you're busy mixing it.
Okay. So
view-
there was one thing that I really wanted to get off my chest, which was quite
Go.
important. And basically, it's all about if... So I made a lot of a mess.
Did the doctor
but
give you a
just-
cream for that?
He did, but it did help.
Oh,
though. It
did
did
it
help.
disappear?
But it didn't help what I was
Okay.
doing in the kitchen. Though,
All
so.
right. Okay. As long as it cleared up, I'm happy about that. Okay, cool. So once you got your cake batter looking good, you're gonna add your coffee to it then.
Okay.
Nice.
Sorry,
Hold that
Kim,
through.
I'm trying my best on the icing here, but like...
I see why they put the coffee machine in the middle, so
feel
I
like
don't see
I'm
what's
not-
actually happening.
I'm not winning. What am I doing wrong?
You are living life, December style. Live life outside the bowl this December, like Ryle. Why live in the bowl? Why live in the bowl?
I live in the bowl.
Why live in the bowl? Okay, so it's not Ryle's fault. You should have had a bigger bowl.
Okay, all right.
So once you get your beautiful frosting done, once you've mixed your cake batter together, divide your batter to two.
Yeah.
That looks good. I'm happy with that. Divide
Okay,
your batter
let me
into two
push stop
tins,
on that.
bake them off, and then you're gonna layer it.
Wow, parkour.
So I've actually called another guy who's always in a December mode. And he's walking away. Graham, he's gonna come into the... He's going up, he's coming?
G-Man,
Very quickly.
Parkour.
Okay, I'm actually gonna feed you, okay? Very quickly, because I don't want you to get cocoa on your shirt.
I'm spoken for, eh? You know,
Hey,
I'm
me
in a relationship, eh?
me too. Okay, I'll even use my wedding hand with the wedding as we do this.
Oh, and you know, George has learned how to say chocolate cake.
No.
no.
Okay.
Look, it's not for chocolate cake, but it's...
Those are powerful words.
Oh, me?
Don't make eye contact. Okay.
How could you make a man happy in the morning without chocolate cake? I mean, come on. Hey, and while he's showering that, let me talk to you about the festive countdown, which is even more special. Now, this year, Nespresso has beautifully created an advent calendar. It's designed by world-renowned designer Johanna Ortiz, and every day reveals a different coffee with a special gift on the last day. Now, the question is, who's going to get to open the first door? I'm calling dibs. It looks absolutely incredible. Gee, I don't know if you've seen the advent calendar over there. Every single day, you get a different coffee sensation, a different coffee flavor, all the way up to Christmas. How cool is that?
Wow.
the man's mouth
Which
is still
coffee
full.
did you use for the cake?
Oh, so we used the Bianco Forte for the cake. It's a perfect
Beautiful.
blend to put into this with milk. But I mean, look at this. I didn't get the recipe as done right with the cream, but this man over here nailed the cake. Clearly, you're speechless.
You can't be a...
Engels dance.
Oh, sorry. Okay, you need to
Engels
go parkour
sneeze.
somewhere because they need you
You ready?
that
1, 2,
side.
parkour!
Of course, get the recipe at ExpressoShow.com. It's Christmas time. It's time to celebrate, and you can do exactly that. Enjoy.
Nespresso new Virtuo. With a single touch and innovative technology for a generous crema and unique moments to share. Virtuo. Standards are meant to be broken. Nespresso. What else?
Only you can make my day.
Golden Cloud and Beacon are on the search for South Africa's best baking duo this holiday season. So grab your son, daughter, grandchild, nephew or niece and start creating in the kitchen. To enter, look out for our weekly holiday baking inspiration on air and on our social pages. Then create your own special bake with Golden Cloud and Beacon treats. Take a picture and share it on the Golden Baker Search Junior Edition competition post on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter pages or on our website using the hashtag Golden Baker Search, and tell us why you are SA's best baking duo. You could be one of the 5 finalists competing on TV for the grand prize worth 35,000 Rand. Let's create together with the Golden Baker Search Junior Edition on Expresso Morning Show. Brought to you by Golden Cloud and Beacon. Entries close on the 18th of December. 5 finalists. 1 winning duo to be crowned live on Expresso.
back here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show with parenting expert and human potential expert Nikki Bush to answer questions into why our children are so curious. Of course, Nikki, you're still with us this morning. You good?
I'm good. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you so much for staying with us. Back to it, okay? How should we answer our children's questions to keep their sense of curiosity alive?
Well, the first thing is don't answer all of their questions straight off the bat. It's so tempting when we're tired, when we're busy, while we're multitasking, our child asks us a question and we just glibly give them an answer. And when we do that, what we're often doing is shutting down their curiosity because we're not getting back to them and asking them what they think. And their thoughts are very important. Their sense of inquiry and curiosity needs to be respected and celebrated. So let's make sure that we actually get into an engaging serve and return type conversation with our children sometimes around their questions. And that means conversation, connection, actually underlies curiosity with children. So engaging conversation, make it safe for your children to share their thoughts, their ideas, and their questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. And our children need to learn that because in the world of work, people who ask really good questions go far.
I love that. And then obviously said there's times where they would ask it in the car, in the bath. Is there then a space and a place for daydreaming?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we tend to keep our children so busy that they have no time to get bored. For some reason, parents think that bored children is a bad thing, but actually boredom is at the heart of creativity and curiosity because that's when people start asking questions like, why not? Perhaps, maybe, what if? And in fact, if you think about all great inventions, all new things start with that question, why or why not? And that's what we need our children to be asking all the time is, maybe this can be done a different way. Why can't we do it this way? Can we maybe have tomato sauce on our cornflakes? And of course, the first answer that's going to come up from a parent is, of course not. You don't have tomato sauce with cornflakes. But you know what? You can have tomato sauce with mealies. And maybe you do need to allow your children to experiment and with their curiosity and try different things.
And who knows, maybe that is a new recipe, cornflakes with tomato sauce. We might try it in the kitchen. It might be a winner. But here's my question, Nikki. Can too much adult direction really dampen a child's curiosity and the need to ask why?
Definitely, because if we're always stepping in with an answer, there's no reason to ask another question of, but why? But why? And I know we get tired and frustrated with all these why questions, especially between the ages of 3 and 7, when children are mastering language and starting to connect the dots. They do ask a lot of questions, and it is exhausting being a parent, but just know that this is an illustration of your child's curiosity and inquisitiveness and thirst for learning. And let's take this one step further. As they get older and they get onto social media, we also need them to develop this curiosity as an attitude because they're going to be exposed to fake news and the echo chamber of the world just giving them the same old, same old. So we want a child who's actually going to question the status quo. So please celebrate that your child's curiosity is important and is going to set him or her up well for the future and a fast-changing future. So I really do say that their curiosity must always be stronger than their fear.
Love that. Again, a question I have for you. Why do you think curiosity is such an essential attitude and also trait to develop for a fast-changing world in the world that we're living in right now?
Jamie, we need original thought to create original solutions for big problems that we haven't yet solved on the planet yet. You just have to think about climate change as being our next big issue that we're all focusing on. And we really need kids growing up, entering the world of work with fresh new thinking. If you think of someone like Elon Musk, he has challenged the status quo in terms of electric vehicles, the longevity of battery life. Breaking through new frontiers always starts with a why question. So we want to celebrate children and encourage children to keep asking why.
Nikki, why is this segment so short? We could speak with you the entire day. But thank you so much for joining us this morning. As always, pearls of wisdom. And now we don't have to say no anymore, but rather not, and think of a different way to approaching those answers when it comes to our kids. So thank you so much.
Great pleasure, Jamie.
Once again, that was Nikki Bush, human potential and parenting expert. Of course, for our viewers at home, you can get hold of more of this content from Nikki's book, Future Proof Your Child for the 2020s and beyond, from good bookstores or from www.nikkibush.com.
And you don't think you're going to ask these questions until you have a 4-year-old child. Then you're like, oh my word, what future awaits them? Go and future-proof your child. Well, now that we've been asking so many questions, time to get the answers.
That's right. South Africa's economy, as we all know, is going through a very challenging time. And one of the few ways that we can turn things around is by empowering people through education. Now, with 2 exciting hands-on courses, College of Cape Town is inspiring minds and equipping learners with the skills and help them and their communities prosper.
We know that education is key to this country unlocking its potential. In fact, it's vital for our growth. And the College of Cape Town is offering the most dynamic, practical skills that will enable their students to walk into their chosen job in their field, or maybe even more importantly, start their own business and feed back into the economy. Now, I'm at their amazing Wynberg campus to find out about 2 courses, very exciting, that might just hold the key to you unlocking your potential. Let's go check them out.
Brenda, like every member of staff, like every student, even the lovely lady that greeted me at the gate, I can see how proud you are of this institution. Give us the broader perspective here. Who are the College of Cape Town and who is Wynberg campus?
Wynberg campus are the best campus. We're one of 8 campuses and proudly offering occupational programs which includes beauty therapy as well as hairdressing occupational programs. Occupational programs are programs that is offering both skills and theory. Part of the skills is of course necessary for our industry and also to ensure that our students are marketable with the necessary skills to meet the need of the industry. We are also the only trade day centre in the Western Cape, so I am proudly campus manager for excellence because excellence starts with me.
We offer international qualification, so the world is their oyster when they're done with us. We also offer them smaller classes, so we have very much engagement with them in the classes, practically and theory-wise, and we're very practically orientated, and we have a strong belief that the students must be holistically trained, so that then they walk out the door, that they are able to walk into industry and stand their ground and work their way in.
We have a very, very diligent staff that are there for each and every learner, and that includes the learners with learning disabilities, where we have a student support system also at the college. And those learners that struggles, we get them through the student support system. So I think that is one of the great successes that makes Wynberg campus, College of Cape Town, so successful that we have a throughput rate of 100%.
So I decided to enroll at College of Cape Town because I heard only good reviews about the campus, and I specifically liked that it had very small classes, and in that way I was able to work closer with the lecturers.
I did some research on the colleges, on the different type of colleges, and when I found this college, I saw that it's an excellent amount of resources. The fact that you can get all this equipment, the uniform, the whole package, the real deal, basically execute your best for the amount of money that they're offering is absolutely amazing.
We have 2 streams that they can go into. So they either have to pass grade 9, then we take them through a bridging course, and then they go into the full stream. And the other stream is that they have to have passed matric, and then they do 2 years with us full time.
Very important important onto that also, that they must have a flair for hairdressing. They must be creative and they must be physically fit, because they must stand on their feet for very long hours.
I'm sure there are a lot of young people contemplating their future, trying to make those big choices. For anyone considering a TVET college specifically, what advice do you have for them?
Explore whatever you want to dream in and firmly believe in it, because to me, I'm living proof that whatever you believe in with hard work and determination, that you can succeed. And I promise you, any TVET college gives you that support structure, and I use that as my motivation to get where I am today.
I actually started my own business last year, and also that was one of my highlights of my studying career, because the skills, it was so well structured and they equipped me so well that I was able to start my own business within the first year of studying.
I can see how much the students love being here and how much they are learning. They've all spoken about the value and that excellence, but they've also, some of them have even already started jobs. They seem so confident and inspired and energetic. They're so excited about their futures, and that makes me excited.
We would like to assure our learners that we do have a financial plan for if they wish to study any of our occupational programs. They are most welcome to come and see myself as campus manager, so that they can materialize and also make sure that they meet their goal in life.
There have been so many highlights to my brief visit here at the College of Cape Town today. The educators and the staff here are amazing. They strive for excellence and they infuse that passion and enthusiasm within the students. But I'm picking up a factor here that it's not just the skills that they learn within their prescribed jobs, but it's also that overall learning here, that the tools these students, young and old, are given are going to make them members of society who contribute, who build a better country. And when we look at the two new courses here at the Wynberg campus, they are exciting, they are very practical, and most importantly, they are relevant. And they could be that next step towards these students finding their dream future.
Oh, thanking Brenda and her amazing team. The staff was so motivated and lovely and friendly. You can see they're loving having people back in their establishment. But it was amazing to me how many of those young girls have already started businesses, have found a chair in a salon. They're already working. This could be that next step, that bridge from school into your ideal job. Absolutely awesome.
And nothing better than practical and being able to use your hands and really just get really into it. Well, we still have a lot coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show, so don't go anywhere. Michaela's here and we're going to be whipping up some delicious custard cakes.
Ooh, nice.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yes, welcome back, you beautiful people. Of course, we're kicking it right here on S3, opening up. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And now, let's be honest, there is no denying this, right? There's a lot of memories, and some of our earliest memories as children are sitting with a loved one whilst reading our favorite storybook, and it's that nostalgic memory that comes back for me that just really hits home. It's something I can't forget, especially when Mom did it while I was about to go to bed. But reading is also the best way to expand a child's horizon, and Cadbury Dairy Milk are enabling us to give the gift of words to help go with the festive children's stories that showcase a truly South African season.
And it's so true, like I think back, even now, like me sharing a story with Luca at night, it's the best thing ever. And it's so much memories associated with reading a story for your children. So in order to be a part of the change, we are giving you a word to translate each morning. And this morning's word is memories. So think back to the time, the memories that you're reminiscing on. And can you guess what the word is when it's translated in Sesotho? Can you?
Sesotho? I actually have no idea.
Yeah,
I'm not even trying this time.
I don't even know what it is in Afrikaans.
Sesotho, I mean, there's certain languages where you kind of put a prefix before, it's a isi, memory, but Sesotho is very different. It's a complete translation of the word for me. I never ever get close to it, so I'm not even going to try. It's a beautiful language.
I'll help you out, and maybe I'll help the rest of Mzansi out of that. So memories in Sesotho is mehopolo.
Mehopolo.
Mehopolo,
I like that. Mehopolo. Come gather here. It's time for mehopolo.
Yeah, you sound like Santa right now. So create those memories for this festive season. Of course, you can also gift your words this festive season and help co-author a festive theme story to be added to the Cadbury Dairy Milk In Our Own Words library so that all children can enjoy stories of the most wonderful season that we're experiencing right now. But of course, you can visit cadbury.co.za and also follow at Cadbury Dairy Milk SA on Facebook or at Cadbury_SA on Twitter, as well as Instagram, to start translating your words today.
Meho Lolo.
Good.
Well, I promised you something delicious, and Michaela's in the kitchen as we're going to be whipping up some custard spice cakes. Michaela, I'm very excited to tuck into this recipe because, you know what, with the festive season, there is so much you'll be happy to know about the exciting Secret Santa search that Clover is currently running. Now, all you have to do is purchase a promotional 1 kilogram pack of Clover Classic Custard and receive one of 5 Christmas tree decorations that's currently on the pack. So try and collect them all and glam up those Christmas trees. But if you're wondering what you need to do and how to enjoy all of that custard, well, this is where Michaela comes in because she's going to show us how to make some spiced custard cakes. And I'm very excited because custard's one of those things that I think Christmas, there's always custard involved.
Malva pudding and custard.
Malva pudding, there's trifle.
Oh, yes, trifle.
Yes.
Graham hates trifle.
But you know what? The custard's always king.
Yeah, exactly. So we start off with some flour and some cold butter, and you want to create crumb texture out of it. So I'm going to use my hand. Sorry, guys.
But you cleaned your hands, and of course, this is your recipe for you at home to enjoy. So normally, you know, we use butter at room temperature. When it comes to baking, we sometimes melt the butter, but you put emphasis on cold butter.
Yes, cold and the crumbly texture that you need to get to. So I'm going to try and do it as fast as possible. The butter's kind of really cold.
Okay. You said cold.
I did. I was about to put it in the microwave, and then our kitchen fairy was like, "Ah, don't do it.
Don't do that. Don't do that."
Like, never mind, I'll keep it, yeah.
Well, bakers have strong fingers, strong hands, so I'm pretty sure you'll be able to do it quite quickly. So when it comes to the festive season, does the family put you in charge for any of the baking?
No, so my family, they're great at everything, so I'm like the least successful
That's hard to imagine.
person out of them.
When are we getting them on the show?
Oh, please! That would be hilarious. Have all the Ayis in the kitchen busy doing their thing. They would love that.
Aw. What's your speciality? I'm always just in charge of setting the table.
Cake. Always cake. Yeah.
Do you guys have cake at Christmas?
Yeah. How do you not have cake at Christmas?
My family never has cake at Christmas.
What? What kind of Christmas is that?
We have trifle, we have fridge tart, like a peppermint crisp tart.
Ooh.
There's ice cream, but never cake.
Peppermint crisp tart is very South African.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't really think you find it in many other places. Or that weird tart that has jelly in it. Do you know that one?
No.
It's like a fridge tart with like the biscuits at the bottom.
Okay, we'll need to make it on the show, and I think you need to come and make it because you called it
That's
weird.
also Custard.
Ice custard. Ice custard. So you've just added a whole bunch of ingredients. Talk us through it. So you just added our Clover Classic custard.
Sorry that my hand left a mark on it. And you just combine everything into a batter.
There we go.
It's happening.
So this is one of those recipes you do everything in one bowl, pop it in the oven.
Exactly, yeah. And then you allow it to bake.
So this is a spice custard cake. What were some of those spices you added?
Some ginger, cinnamon, we had some vanilla essence.
There we go.
Okay, it's let's just pretend like it's very well combined.
But you need to combine it well, obviously, then add it to your cakes. And how long would you pop this in the oven for?
Until it's well risen, so about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on your oven. My oven at home sucks, so it would probably be like an hour.
I don't have an oven at the moment.
What?
Okay. Most normal ovens, 20 minutes.
Yes, yeah, a good oven.
A good oven.
One that doesn't suck.
Okay, so now this comes out of the oven. I see ours looks slightly different. It's layered with some of our Clover Classic.
Nicole decided that she wanted to make it look fancy.
Okay, so that is an option for you. But if you want to get your hands on this delicious spiced Clover Classic custard cake, it is a mouthful, and it's going to be a mouthful. You can get that recipe and the steps to it on our website, expressoshow.com. Michaela, it's good to have you in the kitchen.
I'll be back later.
We'll see you in a bit.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic!
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
This Wednesday evening at 7:30, 5 potential cooking stars compete to earn a spot in the grand finale. And joining the judging panel is special guest, actor, model, and entrepreneur Maps Maponyani.
Your hero ingredient today is mixed veg.
1 hour is all that you've got. Who will be Mzansi's next cooking star on Color Your Plate with Koo?
Absolutely divine. And just the clever use of our mixed veg.
And our winner is...
Wednesday at 7:30 on SABC 2.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy 1st of December. If I didn't say that, it's festive. It's an end-of-year vibe.
Yeah, also World AIDS Day, so we certainly are going to be focusing on that a little bit today. But right now, let's talk to the moms,
Yeah, let's do, because we know chores, deadlines, mom guilt, all types of guilt. Being a mom isn't easy. I feel it, especially, you know, when you're trying to juggle a full-time job with a family life, a social life, trying to balance it all out. And with festive season just around the corner, it's here today, the list of responsibilities lengthens. Now, we've been asking all the moms to join in on the conversation, and we are loving all the hashtag real mom stories you've been sharing when it comes to juggling during the festive season, how you're balancing it all out.
Yeah, I think a lot of moms out there can relate, and it's been a real eye-opener for us, and we've got to connect with one of those incredible super moms right now, Natalie Gerber, who shared her hashtag real mom story with us, and is also the lucky winner of the Instant Vortex Air Fryer!
Yeah. I love that for you, Natalie. It's going to change your life.
It changed your life. It really has, Natalie. So here is what Natalie had to say. Hashtag real mom. Festive season is one of the busiest times with a family of 14 to cater for. It gets hectic, understandably. Gee whiz. Every Christmas Eve, the kids and I make sticks using the Simply Chicken Viennas with cheese and cocktail onions. I love that. One of my hubby's favorites. It's a tradition for old years too, and everybody tucks in and they are devoured in no time. I can imagine. I make other snacks too, so an air fryer would be great to lessen our time in the kitchen. Although it's great with the kids and family, all the women talking and bonding in the kitchen is what it's about. What a heartwarming story for the festive season from a hashtag real mom.
Natalie, that's amazing. I don't know if you can add maybe 2 more so we can be 16
what's
people.
The
just
14
because
and 16, it's not that much.
We're coming around for Christmas this year, but it is the season to be jolly, so do just that by making mealtime simple and also so delicious. Now, for quick and easy meal ideas that the kids will love, the entire family will love, you can check Simply Chicken ZA on Instagram for more easy recipes. And then also remember that Simply Chicken are still giving you another chance to win that Instant Vortex air fryer this week. Now, simply reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram page and tell us your hashtag real mom festive holiday season story like Natalie did this morning.
Yeah, man, make it personal and we'll love it. You could be winning that Vortex air fryer. In addition to this, you also stand a chance to tell your story on Expresso and then automatically be entered into the draw for the grand prize. It's cash and it's 10 grand, 10,000 rand. What'll that do your Christmas? Now remember to include the hashtag real mom and hashtag simply chicken in your answer. And the competition closes this Friday the 3rd at midday. But you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. Get on it and good luck.
Well, it's just gone on the hour and it's time to take another look at the news. And starting off on national fronts, where the SA pharmaceutical company Aspen will henceforth be able to manufacture a COVID-19 vaccine under the license of the American company Johnson & Johnson in Gqeberha. Now, Aspen has entered into a non-binding agreement with Johnson & Johnson to manufacture Aspinovax. Now, this agreement will form the basis of the contract, which has yet to be finalized. And Aspen intends to manufacture 1.3 billion doses of Aspinovax exclusively for use on the African mainland. Now, the agreement was hailed by the World Health Organization as crucial for vaccine equality. But now, staying in Gqeberha, where Higher Education Minister Blade Nzimande yesterday officially launched Nelson Mandela University's new medical school in the Friendly City. Now, the school, which is the 10th one in South Africa, opened its doors to 50 medical students in March this year. Now, next year, a further 80 students will begin their 6-year studies. And meanwhile, proof of vaccination against COVID-19 will now be required before prospective students can register at the 4 major higher education institutions in the Western Cape. Now, these namely being the universities of Stellenbosch, Cape Town, and the Western Cape, as well as the Cape Peninsula University of Technology. And now from national news to international fronts, and looking at the World Health Organization, who say people who are unwell or are at risk to severe COVID-19 should delay travel abroad because of the new Omicron variant. Now, the UN agency includes in the category people over 60 and those with comorbidities included in this section, and it also restates its position that blanket travel bans do not prevent the spread of the variant. Now, this comes after SA alerted the world about the variant last week, and many countries subsequently proceeded to impose restrictions on travel from countries in Southern Africa. Now, scientists with more news say that the rate of new HIV infections among young girls in Africa, gay men and drug users poses the largest challenge in fighting HIV and AIDS worldwide. Now, the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention and the Center for AIDS Programs and Research in South Africa presented a webinar to commemorate World AIDS Day today. Now, research points to some 4,000 new HIV infections daily in the world, and in Africa, young women are most infected. Now, by the age of 15, 6% of girls are already living with HIV. Now, next up, and back to some local news again, a luxurious 4-star hotel for Khayelitsha in Cape Town. Now, a luxurious 4-star hotel will officially open in the heart of Khayelitsha Township in Cape Town on Sunday. Now, Annette Sharp, a former flight attendant, traveled internationally to many countries while in the aviation industry, and these experiences brought her the vision to bring the world to Africa with the development of the Spade Boutique Hotel and Spa. Now, it boasts 13 suites, a heated pool and a gym, as well as a bar and restaurant, and has been constructed in Mandela Park in the township. Now, Annette and a well-known Cape Town businessman husband, Bulelani, also known widely as Ace, have cemented themselves within the community of Khayelitsha and played an integral part in contributing to the township's economy and employment. Now, Annette said hotel guests can engage in the diverse culture, the spirit of Ubuntu, feast on African cuisines, and leave with an incredible South African experience that will stay with them forever. Well, here's to hoping that many more get to have a beautiful stay in Khayelitsha. And that's where I round up the news for this morning. Of course, there's still more headlines coming up right now as the sport. And yet to give us the lowdown is the G-Man.
Thanks so much, Well. Let's start with rugby this morning, and I suppose a little bit of a silver lining. 2 United Rugby Championship derbies that were originally scheduled for February the 20th, or February next year rather, have now been brought forward and will be played in Durban and Cape Town this weekend. In the wake of the round 6 and 7 matches that were postponed last week due to the emergence of this new variant of COVID-19, it was then decided to move 2 local derbies forward. So as a result, the Sharks will now host the Bulls in Durban on Friday evening, while the Stormers, they'll face the Lions in Cape Town, and that's on Saturday afternoon. And then limited spectators will be allowed at the matches. That's obviously being gazetted by the government in October this year. Then on to cricket news. Former Proteas all-rounder, Master Blaster Lance Klusener is set to leave his position as Afghanistan's head coach at the end of his contract next month, and that by mutual agreement. Klusener was appointed in September of 2019 and led Afghanistan to this year's 2020 World Cup, where they had a pretty good showing. They won 2 of their 5 matches in the group stages, but up against very stiff opposition. Then under the 50-year-olds, Afghanistan won 1 of their 3 test matches, 3 out of 6 ODIs, and then 9 out of 14 T20, so not a bad run. Then on to football. It's that time of the year where the calendar gets congested. It's football, and more football, and we ain't complaining. Well, today is certainly no exception, with no less than 6 Premier League games on offer tonight. The Merseyside derby taking centre stage, with Rafa Benitez taking on his former club as Everton welcome Liverpool. Then league leaders Chelsea, they'll be looking for an improved performance, I think, after their 1-1 draw against Man United as they travel to Watford. Then Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa, who are 2 for 2 under his stewardship, are up against Man City, a major test, while West Ham are at home to Brighton. And then finally on to golf. Tiger Woods says he does not expect to return to the tour full-time, that after his car accident in February. So Woods' car left the road at about 85 miles per hour and then flipped several times during the accident in California. The 15-time major champion had surgery on open fractures to his lower right leg and then sustained further injuries to his foot and his ankle, spending the better part of 3 months in a hospital bed. Earlier this month, the 45-year-old said he was, and we quote, making progress, and shared footage of himself playing golf for the first time, in fact, since the accident, but has not played competitively since December of 2020. Well, that's where we leave our sport for this hour. We'll do it again at 8 o'clock right now. Let's get a global weather perspective and some of the temperatures we can expect today.
Thank you, Graham. And efforts are about to get underway to drill a core of ice in Antarctica that contains a record of Earth's climate stretching back some 1.5 million years. A European team will set up its equipment at one of the highest locations on the White Continent for an operation likely to take 4 years. The project aims to recover a near 3-kilometer-long cylinder of frozen material. Scientists hope this ice can help them ascertain why Earth's ice ages flipped in frequency in the deep past. Beyond Epica, as the project is known, is a follow-up to a similar venture at the turn of the millennium. At an altitude of 3,233 meters above sea level and some 1,000 kilometers from the coast, the base camp will be an inhospitable place to work. Even in summer, temperatures won't go much above minus 35 degrees Celsius. The deep ice in Antarctica contains tiny bubbles of air. These little gas pockets are a direct snapshot of the historic atmosphere. Some exciting news to look forward to in the future, but for now we're going to move on to our sunrise views that have been seen around South Africa. Renee Clements from Plettenberg Bay captured this breathtaking image, as you can see on your screen, overlooking the ocean and showing off the mountains in the distance. And then Vincent Latuli from Durban shared this darker image of this moody sky filled with clouds and patches of light where the sun is trying to bring some light to the area. So thank you for that, Vincent. Well, if you want to get into your if you want to share your beautiful sunrise photos, please do so on the Expresso Facebook page. For now, let's get into those temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 18 with a high of 28 for today. Mbombela, thunder showers with a low of 18, a high of 24. Pretoria, 19, reaching a high of 30. Johannesburg, 17, 28. Partly cloudy in Mahikeng, 18 is your low, 33 your high. Klerksdorp, 17, reaching a high of 32. If you're in Kimberley, 19 is your low, 36 your high. Bloemfontein, 15, reaching a high of 33. Partly cloudy for Richards Bay, 23 with a high of 31. Pietermaritzburg, 17, reaching a high of 30. Partly cloudy conditions in Durban, 20 is your low, 26 your high. Mthatha, 15, reaching a high of 29. Rain can be expected in East London, 19 with a high of 24, Cradock 14 with a high of 35, Gqeberha 17, 23, George 14, 21. If you're in Cape Town, partly cloudy with a low of 15, a high of 22, Worcester 12, reaching a high of 26, Sutherland 7, 23, and a sunny day ahead in Uppington, a low of 17 with a high of 37 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where I leave your weather for now. A final update coming your way at 8 o'clock.
Thank you so much, Zoe Brown, for that weather update. The weather is looking great because it is December. We are within, everybody. It's like a December feels every single day right now. Right now, as I have a backpack. Every single time, I'm just ready for adventure. Wherever we go, we're going. But we're also reflecting on the year 2021, and we're asking you on social media, what has been your fondest memories? What has been your highlights of this year? So we're so excited to see what you had to say on social media.
As well as milestones too. So let's check it out. Ubaida Sali says, hello, my dear Expresso family. I'm alive. I love that. It's my 65th birthday on the 8th, and for me, that's a milestone. Thanks to the Almighty. Wow, 65th birthday. Wishing you happy birthday in advance for that one. I know it's going to be an spectacular one. And then we've got Meezy Williams, who says she gave birth to a healthy baby boy. What an absolute blessing. Truly, truly, truly.
Adadao Khalak says, hey, happy new month. It's my birthday tomorrow. I'm happy I'm turning 21.
Yes.
Oh, happy birthday for tomorrow. I think, yeah, let us know more of the milestones, more of the memories, all the experience that you experienced in 2021. We'd love to hear from you. Expresso Morning Show on S3. Simple as CBD should be.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. So good to have you with us on this little Wednesday morning journey. Now, we want you to challenge the... Sorry, that was quite aggressive. But I want you to do this. I really want you to do it. I want you to challenge the expected with AEG this festive season. And in so doing, stand a chance to win your share of 100,000 Rand. And that's courtesy of AEG right here on Expresso, so you can impress in the kitchen. That's 10 prizes of 10,000 Rand.
And 10 fortunate winners.
10 grand's like it's enough to change the game a little, eh? Oh, I love that.
It's really exciting now. It's so simple to enter, obviously. You can go to Expresso's Facebook or Twitter page and comment on the AEG post and tell us, how will you plan to change up the celebrations this holiday with the hashtag AEG festive flavor? Simple as that, right?
Yeah, completely.
So, do you have any plans to maybe change up your celebrations?
So my Christmas plans are all up in the air at the moment. You know, it's quite an emotional thing. Obviously,
Family's
my family's
kind
stuck
of
in the UK.
overseas,
Will I be able to get there? Will they get you? So either I'm going to be cooking dinner virtually. I'll be cooking for the South African family while we do a video link to the UK. We'll all be cooking together, and I'll try and match what Lindsay's mom is making so we can share that. But I'd really like to tackle a turkey, and I can just remember my mom trying once she tried, and it was so difficult because it's massive.
It's a big chicken, man.
It looks like a pig. It looks like a small pig. It is so difficult, but I would love to nail that. A crispy skin, imagine all that.
You know what, I back you. I've seen your work in the kitchen, man. I think you'd impress the family, virtually or in real life.
I'm going to do a turducken. I'm going to do a chicken inside a turkey, inside a duck. That's what I'm going to do.
I can definitely also be there with my pakkie for the leftovers. So I got you. I'm backing you, man.
Oh, man.
Look, we want to obviously hear your stories of what you will be doing to change up the celebrations. Now, remember, we could be calling you live at Expresso Show to announce your 10,000 Rand winnings. So do the following. Head over to Expresso's social media pages right now and comment with that hashtag AEG festive flavor to enter. Simple as that.
Oh man, then elevate the everyday in your home with AEG this holiday season. And you can find the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. And speaking of being busy in the kitchen this festive season, check out this next recipe.
Yum.
I'm super excited because Astrid Field, otherwise known as the Sweet Rebellion across social media, is not only a recipe developer and cookbook author, she's also a dessert addict, and she's here in our Expresso kitchen this morning to help us whip up something delicious. Now, we've spent many hours scrolling through her sweet treats, catching a glimpse of her showstopper pieces, and your recipes really makes us just want to lick the whole bowl and just put diets out of the way and really just focus on all the sweet treats that, especially leading up to the festive season, is so fun. Astrid, I'm very excited because you're taking a classic, the chocolate brownie, and you're giving it the sister version of it, the blondie, and you're bringing that to the table today. So let's talk about this delicious recipe. Why did you choose to make that one today?
So I wanted to make something that's easy for kids to make as well, and I also wanted to show a little bit of Christmas. So to cut it into triangles and make it into little trees just gives that nice festive look.
Definitely.
And I love cinnamon, so using the cinnamon crunch and adding a bit of cinnamon to the blondies was a no-brainer for me.
Okay, and you mentioned cinnamon because this is obviously part of the Cadbury Dream, their limited edition cinnamon crunch that's come out. They brought out a bunch of flavors, but this is the one we're focusing on today.
That's right.
Awesome. So when it comes to making the brownies, let's talk through this delicious recipe.
Okay, so basically it's very simple. You just need some melted butter. We're going to add in our brown sugar and just mix this together.
Now, Astrid, you know, we love talking on Expresso. And what we've done is we have taken a look at your beautiful photographs, the sweet treats you have made. I have to know, where do you draw your inspiration from?
I think a lot of it is from just paging through cookbooks and also watching cooking shows, and then also just eating out, going to restaurants and bakeries and getting inspiration from food that I've actually eaten.
Okay, well, see, this is where I draw my inspiration from, is guests like you coming onto the show and then showing me how to make delicious recipes. So we're in the process of making the blondies. You've got your melted butter, you've added your sugar.
That's right. Now just the 2 eggs we're going to add.
Now, I think this was a question I asked earlier, but when it comes to the festive season, I know the Northern Hemisphere is completely different to how the Southern Hemisphere really experiences Christmas.
Yes.
They have the snow, they have the reindeers, they have the cold weather.
Yes.
We have summer, we have sunshine. How do you think, a recipe like this says it's truly South African?
So I was thinking the cinnamon crunch kind of reminds me a little bit of milk tart with that cinnamon flavor. So I think that kind of speaks to the South African elements of
Most definitely. I agree with you. That is a truly South African, I should say, flavor profile.
Yes. Okay, now I'm just going to stir in my flour and cinnamon.
I love that this is such an easy recipe, and we do have this recipe available for you, the steps to it, the amounts you need for the ingredients, and we have that available on our website, expressoshow.com. You've added a little bit of cinnamon as well.
Yes, okay. I've added a teaspoon of cinnamon. So normally I would use vanilla essence in a blondie recipe, but because I really wanted to enhance that cinnamon flavor, I've added cinnamon instead.
Oh, amazing. So I actually feel like this chopping board in front of me with the knife means I need to chop up some chocolate for you.
Yes, please.
I am so excited to try this one. I have such a weakness for cinnamon, for white chocolate, and here Cadbury Dairy Milk have blended my two favorites together.
You're going to love it.
Do you have a favorite flavor out of the range?
I actually love the festive gingerbread the most, I'd say.
Ooh.
I really like gingerbread, and it works so well with the milk chocolate.
Have you thought of any recipes on how you can incorporate that into your baking?
I have tried a few. You'll have to keep an eye on the blog.
You're not giving away anything.
No.
I'm surprised we're getting the blondie recipe. I find a lot of chefs, and my mom is guilty of this. When you ask her for a recipe, she's a bit hesitant to give you the recipe.
Yes.
And then when she eventually does and you make it according to her instructions, it doesn't taste the same. And I realized, she said to me, it's like, whenever someone asks you for a recipe, leave an ingredient out. And I'm like, but that's not the same.
Oh, no, I couldn't do that in my line of work.
She leaves an ingredient out so that hers always tastes the best.
Oh, wow. Love that.
Okay.
Right, so this batter's done. You don't want to over-mix it because that'll just make it too tough. You don't want to overwork once you've added the flour.
Should I do chunkier pieces?
Whatever you like.
Okay. I'm going to do nice chunky pieces for our blondies. We want to get our Cadbury Dream flavors coming through.
Oh, yes. Look at all that yummy cinnamon crunch.
Look at that.
Okay, so I'm just going to add that.
Now, Astrid, you know that Cadbury Dairy Milk, they have this beautiful initiative where they want you at home to help co-author a series of children's books, and they're bringing out a festive range where we ask the public to give us a word and to translate it into their own language.
Yes.
What do you think about this initiative makes it so special and so necessary for us to have?
I think it's a beautiful thing that they're doing. You know, reading should be accessible to everyone. And I also love that the public can get involved. Just by translating one word, they're actually co-authoring these festive stories.
So now, we've got our blondies. How long will that go into the oven for?
20 to 22 minutes.
Oh, fabulous. So we pop it in the oven. When it comes out, you said to cut it in triangles, and that will create that little Christmas tree effect.
Yes.
Amazing. Mzansi, you can also gift your words this festive season and help co-author a festive-themed story to be added to the Cadbury Dairy Milk In Our Own Words library, so all children can enjoy wondrous stories of the most wonderful time of the year, which is the festive season. Visit www.cadbury.co.za and follow them on social media at Cadbury Dairy Milk SA on Facebook or at Cadbury_SA on Twitter and Instagram to find out more and start translating your words today. Astrid, that looks amazing.
Thank you. I hope it tastes as good as it looks.
I'm sure it will.
everybody. Happy 1st of December. I'm going to keep saying that. It's December. But let's shift lanes a bit. Let's go to the world of fashion, because we know it is filled with glitz, glamour, but there can also be many dark sides. Now, the newly highly anticipated biopic film, House of Gucci, tells the story of Maurizio Gucci, the grandson of the founder, and also his toxic love story with his wife, Patrizia Reggiani, now featuring a star-studded cast with some of the big names. Tell them the big names.
Such big names. We've got Lady Gaga, we've got Adam Driver, we've got Jared Leto, and led by award-winning director Ridley Scott. Now, let's hear from them about the rise, fall, and some drama of the Gucci family fashion empire. Check this one out.
Can you keep a secret? Father, son, and the House of Gucci.
House of Gucci is a story about a fashion empire falling apart.
It's a world that's exotic and a little crazy.
Behind this name that represents glamour and style.
Hey everybody, this is Patrizia, and this is my family.
Was a family with a dream that then becomes a saga of madness.
I've been a Gucci all my life.
Your name is in the history books.
Maurizio Gucci falls in love with Patrizia Reggiani, but eventually things start getting toxic. It's my name, sweetie.
Our name, sweetie.
Patrizia becomes seduced by the Gucci empire.
Gucci needs no blood.
Gucci is what I say it is. This is not a woman's game. Remember that.
It's a family history of almost Italian royalty, which led to their own destruction.
It's time to take out the trash.
There's internecine squabbles and rip-roaring quarrels.
Money and power.
In a world of excess and pride, family and crime.
And it's a lot of fun.
I hope that when audiences see this film that they're reminded of the magic of cinema.
When you go to a movie theater and you see a film and you experience it, you have a feeling you've been through something. That's why you go to the movies.
Gucci is my name too.
I don't consider myself a particularly ethical person. No! But I am fair.
Those Gucci loafers are going to take on a whole new meaning.
I subscribe to unconventional punishments.
That is exactly how you do it. House of Gucci, 3rd of December. I feel like that deserves like a slow clap.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga looks phenomenal. I can't wait to see it. I can't actually wait to hear what JP has to say about it. Like,
He's definitely going to hype it up. And sticking to fashion, of course, it's time to check out some of Mzansi's top fashionistas.
Yeah, the South Africa Style Awards judges dinner brings together some of South Africa's undoubtedly most stylish celebs and influencers to discuss all things style and fashion.
That's right. And this year, the judges gathered at the beautiful Zebra Square Gallery in Hyde Park Corner for a luxury dinner and to discuss this year's most stylish nominees before the big event that will be taking place in February 2022.
And Tubbsy was there for a front row seat to catch all the juicy action.
If you've got it, everyone knows it the minute you walk into a room. Who's got it and why? Well, that's what this group of experts get together to decide.
It's that time of the year again. We get to celebrate some of the country's most finest fashionistas and stylish personalities. Now this year, with Plascon as one of the key sponsors, we're here to celebrate with a pop of color and find out how you and I can hashtag Color My World.
This year it didn't feel right for us to stage a big event because we honor creatives in our industry and we have lost so many this year. So we gathered to bring our judges, some key media personalities and previous winners for a bigger than usual judges dinner in a preamble for next year, February, where we will have a Colour My World SA Style Awards 2022 and really celebrate the resilient people that we are in South Africa.
I mean, I'll tell you this for free. You can't mention fashion, the words fashion and style, and not think of Gert Johan Coetzee. Gert, so good to see you. Look at your new look.
Thank you so much. You know, we have to evolve with the times, get things fresh and new and popping.
Yes. As one of the judges for the SA Style Awards, I know that you're always looking out for the freshest individuals presenting themselves in the most stylish ways. What are you looking for this year?
I'm always looking for somebody more like an energy of style. So it's not so much to do, ironically, from my side, about what you wear. It's really more about how you treat people, how you are. For me, style is exactly that. It's caring about other people and really just the energy about being human.
Tonight I'm dressed by Gert Johan Coetzee, and I wanted something playful and fun yet elegant. So it's a nice little jumpsuit.
Those who have style never seem to lose or outgrow it. Theirs just seems to evolve.
Well, you really aren't playing games tonight. You have brought it all. Look at that. The SA Style Awards Judges Dinner. You have your work cut out for you because Mzansi certainly does have style. What are you looking out for?
Well, you know what? I've been doing this for so long. I think I'm the longest standing judge for the SA Style Awards. So I've been doing it for a while. So I know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone who stands out, someone who takes initiative. I think people are starting to look like clones. So when someone pops out and they're different and they're trying to be like unique, that's what I'm looking for.
Well, Donald Ngumalo is no stranger to our TV screens. We've seen him express himself using color, using dynamic expressions in the most beautiful way. And tonight, you've also stuck to the theme, Donald, and you've done such an incredible job at it. I mean, your outfit is expressive. It's colorful, it's vibrant. What does color mean to you?
Color to me means expressing who you are, but also it can change your mood. Color is a way to transport yourself to another dimension.
The surrounds of classic sports cars showed that true style is ageless.
I personally just don't want to look like everyone else. That is style to me. I want to be comfortable. I want to feel free. I don't like things that constrict me. If it's self-expression and it's authentic and you're being true to you, you're stylish.
So definitely, I feel like color is a sense of expression. A lot of people express themselves through the color they wear, the style that they embody. And more than anything, this is just a beautiful representation of how people showcase who they are and what they're about.
So excited about this theme this year because I think after the lockdowns that we've been through, like everyone just wants to burst out. I think our walls are full with color now that we're allowed to go out. I know I'm known to only wear black.
Well, not tonight.
Not tonight. Because thank goodness the theme was colorful.
Well, here is a globally recognized household name. It's Trevor Stearman, who, of course, is one of the most stylish people in the country here at the SA Style Awards Judges Dinner. Trevor, we've seen a lot here tonight, and I know you have your own ideas of what style is. How would you explain or express what style means to you?
It's a way of life. It's how you do things, how you see things, and just, yeah, I think it's just a beautiful medium to express yourself and to just show people how you do things.
With each individual's recipe for style so different, the judges were here to decide which key ingredients they'll be looking for next year.
And it's done, Gert. It's done. The dinner was spectacular. How did you find it? What was the mood like for you?
You know what? I think there is such a respected group of people here that it is really, the energy is electric and beautiful and so inspiring. I mean, Tsepe Magugu's here. He won the LVMH prize. There are so beautiful people like a Songbird, like Lyra. The TikTokers are here, Whitney and Sipho Gutle. So you know you're in good company.
And there you have it, the 2021 SA Style Awards Judges Dinner. What a fantastic evening. The judges are eager to get into it to see which personalities in South Africa come out victorious as the most stylish. You and I are going to have to wait for February 2022 to see what that's all about.
I mean, looking at all that fashion, if that was just a sneak peek of what Feb 2022 is going to have in store, I'm excited.
That's your hun, hey, for the win. How much did that make you want to put on a
actually
fancy
wonder,
dress?
Oh, so much. But would you put on what Gert-Johan had on?
I'd do it, man.
Yeah.
I'd do it for the show. I'd do anything. You know, it's absolutely inspiring stuff there. The best of the best. Well, we've got more coming your way. More inspiration, more delights in the kitchen, a bit more festive cheer. It's all going down. Don't go too far.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Time to get excited because it's a massive milestone for our family. The SABC is celebrating its 85th birthday in 2021, and as part of the celebration, this broadcaster is airing an exclusive interview with Rugby World Cup winning captain Siya Kolisi. And with us to reflect on the 85th birthday of SABC and to chat about the exclusive interview and the importance of sports at SABC is a good friend of mine, SABC Sports Production Manager Rapeleng Labete.
I haven't seen you in years, you know.
Too long, my friend. You know how happy it makes me to see your face.
Thank you.
You know why?
Tell me why.
Because every time I see you, it's connected to something amazing.
It is.
We did English football, dude. Hey, we did Premier League together. We've done Mzansi Super League together.
Some dope stuff.
Rugby World Cup we've done together.
Yeah.
I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it because this is what South African life is all about. And for me, I've been given this front row seat because I've been a part of the SABC family probably since I was like 12 or something, you know? 85, don't laugh, Raul, okay? We're working it out. I might be the oldest living person on TV now, you know?
With your football age.
You know, exactly. But we love it. I love the fact that there is history, and it's always the same people. It's the stalwarts working within the SABC that make it happen. This was 68,000 people on their books. It's a big community. What does 85 years mean to you, my friend?
It's been an amazing 85 years for the SABC. Obviously, I'm slightly younger than that. But the thing about the SABC is that we all grew into it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
At some point, it shaped up our image of what this country is about. It shaped us, our motivation, you understand? Because the SABC was the window to which we could see the world.
Yeah.
It was the window which we could connect with other cultures. You know, and for 85 years, it's been something that the SABC has done very well.
Completely, and also our own cultures.
Yeah.
And ensure that there is parity and access, accessibility, so that people can watch TV that they relate to.
That they relate to, yeah.
As South Africans, there is one thing all of us relate to. I don't care who you are.
And it's sport, yeah.
Sport, baby.
Yeah.
We've used it to transform the culture of this country, the psyche. And a big part of that has been obviously Siya and what that team has done. But we hark back to 95. That's probably where it all began.
Yeah.
Throughout the years, you guys have brought us the most amazing moments in sport. Why is sport so important to the SABC?
Do you know, when we need to look at the issues of social cohesion, right? And when you need to look at the issue of inspiring the next generation of superstars, the SABC, we understand our mandate in making sure that we showcase the most high-level and inspiring sport content to everyone in the country. And remember that when we showcase sport, Graham, it is the one moment where everybody, irrespective of your culture, your background, we come together on one common narrative of patriotism. You know, we may be different from different colors, whatever, but at one moment of sport, we are all in this one moment locked in together. And for the SABC, it's our responsibility to keep showcasing sport, you know, throughout to as many people as possible. And remember that we don't just do it on TV. It's also important that when you talk about preservation of culture, that's why we also broadcast in all the 12 languages now, when you include the Kru and the queer community.
And you've made it so accessible, yes, but also the fact that the reach through radio is massive. And we forget that a lot of our fellow South Africans, that's the way that they engage with the world.
That's so true.
This has been personified in one man's journey, this journey of South African sport.
Yeah.
In Sia's life, we have seen him transform his own circumstance completely, change his own life path through sport.
Yeah.
But then he's changed the whole South African narrative with what him and that team and Rassie have done over the last couple of years. This rebranding of the box has almost allowed South Africa to rebrand. And I think it was for me during lockdown, it was one of those things that I clung to. Why Sia to be the man that brings home these 85 years and this love of South African sport?
So, you know, the Sia Kolisi concept actually started last year. And this concept is about a year old, actually. It's actually crazy. So why we got into it, you know, Sia Kolisi is an inspirational story to everybody, right? Irrespective of your background.
Americans are loving him.
Yeah, everybody globally loves the superstar, you know. So for us at the SABC, it was important that the SABC tells the Sia Kolisi story authentically, you know, because not many people know who he really is. Unfortunately, what the world sees a Sia Kolisi lifting the World Cup trophy, but nobody knows how did this guy come here, where does he come from, who he is. Why is that important, Graham? Because sport is one of the very few genres where it can take anybody from a very disadvantaged background and take them to the global superstar status. And that's what Sia Kolisi has done, right? But we're trying to say to everyone, you can also be Sia Kolisi, right? Because, and also when you look at the documentary, it's very relatable. There's nothing that Sia Kolisi says that you can't relate to. So we are saying, look at this special, look at this story, very authentic. What this guy's journey has been, it can also be your journey and even further.
Well, that's the thing, because I'm just thinking about that young boy in the Transkei who's feeling like he's got no options.
Yeah.
And he sees what these guys, what Sia has achieved. That, for me, is legacy. And we talk about legacy in sport all the time, especially post-2010.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's to actually achieve that is something truly special. So well done. And I know Sia's just a joy to work with. So I'm sure that was magical.
It was.
85 years in the bag.
Yes, sir.
85 to come. What's in the future? What is making you excited about the sporting journey of the SABC?
We're in a very exciting space, Graham. Over the last 85 years, you know, SABC has showcased some great sporting moments. You know, whether it's the Comrades Marathon, you remember Bruce Fordyce, the 1995 Rugby World Cup, the Orlando Pirates victory, all of these memories.
That one Orlando Pirates victory, they mentioned,
the Champions League victory. And fast forward to now where we're going to the future, we must understand that the landscape has changed so much. So this year in April, we started reshaping and restructuring our business, where we've now launched a 24-hour sports channel. The 24-hour sports channel is purely to get us ready for the future. And you know that with DTT being rolled out next year in March, where now terrestrial television is going to
be ready,
So as at SABC Sport, it was important that we launch a 24-hour sports channel. Because previously also, we just said only on SABC 1, 2, and 3, depending on the available time. But because of how much sport content is out there that we want to showcase to our audiences, hence we've got a 24-hour sports channel. It's currently live now. You can get it on your DTT set-top box. We're also available on Telkom One. And there's just so much sport content that we actually gonna start rolling, and we have actually started rolling out, you know. So that's what the future has been for us, and the numbers are looking great, Graham. You know, we've been very surprised by how the public has received the 24-hour sports channel.
I love the sport, man. And also now, you don't have to sacrifice your Isidingo when a World Cup run rolls around.
No, you don't have to.
Rups, you guys have been doing and are still doing some amazing work there. I think you know how much I love that SABC Sport family. That's where I grew up. That's where I got my start in my career, and it's given me so much. We have been connected to some amazing sporting moments, and that comes at great cost and great effort from this team. Rups, you've made me excited about the next 85 years. I'm going to make it my aim to be the oldest living person on TV so I can stick around for these magical moments. But Rappeling, such a pleasure, my friend, and congratulations on the milestone.
Thank you very much, Graham, and thanks for having us.
Thanks, G-Man. Well, listen, we're looking forward to witnessing that journey. But for now, we want to connect with you on social media. And this morning, we asked you a very important question.
Yeah, we're asking you about your milestones and some of the fondest milestones that you've had from this last year. That's 2021. Now, we've had some fantastic comments already coming through. We've got some more that have been loaded up. The social media is going crazy. So let's take a look at who's up first. Ntokozo Theo Makatini. That's like our family and best friend. When Expresso Morning Show, SABC3 interviewed me live on air, that's one of my biggest highlights of the year. So grateful for the opportunity. You know what, Theo? We are also so grateful for you. You're like a family member to us, and you've definitely been a highlight of our show and our 2021. So thank you to you, my friend.
One of our regulars, and also Shireen Abrams, another regular, saying good morning to the team. Happy 1st of December. I'm thankful to still have my family, and especially super proud of my daughter for working hard at school and doing well. And also a big shout out to the Best Breakfast Show, to the entire crew. Thanks for bringing an awesome show every day. I love this show. Have a super day, team. Lots of love. Shireen, thank you for those beautiful words.
And honest words. Best Breakfast Show. I like that she's very honest about it too. Now, Mzansi, thank you so much for coming through. We love hearing about your milestones. We're celebrating so many of them right now here on the show, and there's so much still coming up. But for now, it's time to fill those bellies with something more delicious, and Jamie's in the kitchen to feed us.
Yeah, seeing that we're in the mood to celebrate, it's maybe time to get back into the kitchen to bake a cake.
With the creamy decadence of double cream bliss from Clover, yogurt has never been so irresistible.
Made with love by Clover.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and to celebrate, red velvet cake is on the menu this festive season. Now, did you know this? Did you know, Mzansi, that you can enjoy the flavors of red velvet even when you don't have a baked cake? Did you know? Well, thanks to the indulgence of the all-new Clover Bliss double cream yogurt red velvet flavor. Now, to celebrate, here's a red velvet wreath cake perfectly for the festive season, and one of Santa's little helpers is here to make it for us.
The little helpers. Because we're both little.
We're both little. I have heels on, so it's fine. I have platforms. I'm bigger than you. You have platforms on and you're still little.
Like little platforms.
This is yummy. I love the fact that you can eat this as a snack as well, but now we're going to use this for the drizzle.
We use this for everything.
We use it, just pop it in.
It's like our new thing. Every recipe, guys.
I had it for breakfast this morning.
Did you?
Myself and Zoe had it as a little bit of a snack before we started the show.
Nice.
So we're living.
Best lives. There's white chocolate in there.
What did the eggs do to you? Why are you not feeling the December vibes? I feel like you're very like...
I don't know, December. December's still December.
Okay.
Until it hits Christmas.
Okay. Are you like a Christmas festive person?
Not really.
What?
No. I'm the Grinch.
Yeah, you are the Grinch. And yeah, I was like hyping you up as Santa's little helper. Ignore her, everybody. At least she comes with great baking skills, which she's used 2 eggs already and a lot of sugar.
Yes. Wet ingredients all together. But you want to cream the eggs and the sugar together.
Also, did you see Ryle use the machine?
I did. I came to call you to tell you how badly it was done.
I'm so glad that I'm not the only one that doesn't know how to use it. Maybe we should have like a step-by-step guide, a tutorial on how to use that machine. Because,
I think it's either it happens in your life and you can use it correctly, or it doesn't.
Or it doesn't happen.
Shame for you guys.
Okay, we'll do the old school way. What did you throw into the mixture? So you had
some oil to make this a light and fluffy batter. Oil-based cakes are my fave. They are always soft, always moist. Moist.
It's an
okay, flour.
Dry ingredient. No, but you threw in something else as well. Vanilla. essence.
I did throw in vanilla essence, and I actually forgot to throw our beautiful red velvet yogurt into it.
Here we go. Is that going to change the color? Oh, yes, it is. So 1 cup.
And
of our red
you
velvet.
need 1 cup for the icing.
The icing. So that's going to go into the icing. So I'm going to be doing the drizzle for our beautiful red velvet cake. So we have some icing over there. Again, 1 cup of a thick, indulgent, double velvet dairy snack.
Can't.
There we go. And of course, we are using the Clover Bliss. Again, I said it is deliciously thick. It is creamy. It is truly indulgent double cream yogurt. Now, if yogurt is your go-to for snacking in between, you can now imagine this. You can indulge in the new red velvet flavor for that velvety, creamy taste. And again, the yogurt drizzle that I'm going to be making is going to be complementing the flavors and also gives the cake a stunning look. As you can see, the final product over there, it screams festive. If that doesn't make you smile today, Michaela, I don't know what else will.
I thought you were making me smile.
Oh, that's so sweet to say. Thank you. So, okay, this is in. And then also vanilla essence.
Yes.
Going into this. And I'm just going to whip this up, right? For the drizzle. Got it.
And you get to use a manual whisk, so you're fine.
It's the most wonderful time
of the year.
How's your batter coming along? That looks good.
My batter
Your batter
is all mixed.
Oh.
And then, let me just check I actually got everything. I did.
You didn't tell me about the other things that you put in. So you put in some salt.
Bicarb. Baking soda.
Yes.
Baking. Do you call it baking soda in South Africa? You do.
Yeah, we do.
Baking powder. Some vinegar to activate those chemicals in the baking powder and baking soda. Then we had some food coloring. We used the powder kind and some cocoa, and I added some salt, and that was it.
Okay, so just in case you did miss it, expressoshow.com is where you can get your hands on that recipe as well, because sometimes Michaela doesn't explain to us every single step. It's okay, we forgive her, we love her, because she is Santa's little helper. This is beautiful, so this is going to actually create the wreath that we want.
The bundt shape.
The bundt shape.
The bundt shape.
Okay, so this goes in just like this.
180 degrees for about 20-25 minutes. Yes.
Beautiful. Take it out, let it cool down, and of course our beautiful icing.
Icing.
That's it. Is gonna go over that, and you can pop on some cherries, some fresh fruit as well. If you want to do some pistachios as well, what else would you add onto the cake?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Why not? It's festive season. You can do whatever you want to.
Sprinkles.
Oh, yummy. Then it's gonna be glitterati.
Glitter.
Glitter. Oh, yeah. Now we're just having fun. But expressoshow.com is where you can get your hands on that recipe. Festive is here. December's here. Forget about this one. She's the Grinch. But we are bringing you all the festive vibes here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Go down.
Made with love by Clover.
Summer is as endless as you want it to be this getaway season with your Marriott Bonvoy Stay Longer on Us promotional offer. Get 20% or more off standard room rates when you stay 3 nights or longer at participating Marriott hotels across this magnificent land of ours. To find the participating Marriott hotels at your dream destination and just how good things get when you stay longer on us. Book now on emea.marriott.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. You are live with the Expresso. Almost time to get back into our news and headlines in just a moment. Right now, let's talk money. And let's throw another difficult scenario situation. I know we make you uncomfortable with these, but they are so interesting. So here's the scenario. Who here has made a promise with all the best intentions? I think we've all been there, but when the time actually comes to deliver, you genuinely had no idea how you were going to pull it off. When money is involved in this kind of exchange, it gets a little sticky. So we're going to find out what you would do in another round of Would You Rather. Dun, dun, dun.
I actually love these. I really love these.
Yeah,
Cool.
because it forces you to be honest, to yourself and to everyone else.
And I'm also curious to see how the rest of the world sees opinions that I do as well. It's interesting. Am I aligned with South Africa? Am I a little bit different?
Yeah.
I love these.
And also we get quite judgy. You
Yes.
judge the whole country. Okay.
Let's take a look at this one. I'll set it for us. So this is the scenario. You promised your teen that if they did well in school this year, that you'd buy them a new phone for Christmas. But now that the time has come and money is super tight, would you rather A, be honest and say you can't, or B, the same, use some of the savings and credit to make it work?
Shoo.
That's a
How much
tough
do you love your
one.
child, I suppose?
No, it's not that.
How do
Do you
tell
care?
that child
Do you
like
care
this?
about your children?
How do you tell them, listen, about that gift, I know you worked hard off.
You buy them like a 10 Rand.
No, that doesn't work. Okay, this one hits home because I feel like that was my high school scenario where money was tight in the family.
Okay.
And mom and dad went option B where they used and pulled strings and that. But I honestly only now as a grown-up realized the effect that had on them and the stress it had added. I wish they would have done A and just been honest with me so I could understand that money's tight right now. When it's better, they'll follow through on a promise.
I can speak from experience. You want everything. Trust me, you'll go and spend your last cent on something for your child just because you want them to feel the best and be the best version of themselves. So, for me, I know I'd go B. I know
It's a tricky one because you've got big principles at play here. I mean, in essence, you're teaching your kid about working hard and being rewarded for it. You are the last person that wants to let them down at the same time. So I can imagine as a parent, it's the last thing you'd want to do. As a child, you obviously would be disappointed, but I'm pretty sure in this day and age, with everything that's going on, our children and kids in general are so much more aware, and I definitely think understanding, and you can bring that honesty through if you really truly have to and say, look, we can still work on it, I'll maybe get a little bit later when I can afford it, but I think that honesty does have some value. For me, this is one of the toughest ones I've actually had to go through.
Break their little heart, right?
I don't know.
You're gonna break their little heart, man.
I know, how do you do that?
But I think it's also like sometimes you get families or people in general that make empty promises and then that always leads to disappointment. But if this is a genuine scenario where you made a promise, you're usually someone that follows through and this is just not the time, just be honest.
Yeah, look, you will get disappointments in life. You're going to have to deal with them and your child's going to have to learn how to deal with them as well. And they're pretty resilient kids, thankfully. But I know how it feels and I can understand the anguish around that. But I wonder what the people are saying out there. Are you an A or a B?
Eureka Pretorius Leonokas says A, but not a phone because they are 8 and 6. I will buy them something else, like a mini computer, to learn spelling and counting, coloring and building puzzles. Okay, so going with the practical element there. So I think at the same time also,
I think she's justifying spending the money. She's like, it's educational, it's this, it's that. I'm going to do it. Okay, no, cool, we get you.
I like that. Okay, a little hybrid approach. Let's see what else everyone else has to say. Kevin September says A, because honesty is what brings a family together and makes family bonds stronger. Okay. I like that, all right. And then Anthea van Wyk Leonard says B, I'll use some savings and make sure I never make promises again because one just never knows. All right, okay, I see that.
It's a tough one,
It's a tough one. It's on the fence with this one. Again, for me, I think one thing I want to mention here, in the scenario, you have to always acknowledge what the child did. regardless of that reward afterwards. Let's make sure that we actually acknowledge the hard work that went into it, whether it's with or without a cell phone.
Maybe do something with them, an experiential kind of reward
Maybe
of
just
sorts.
a happy dance and you can sing.
Yeah, your kids going to love that. They're waiting for their brand new cell phone and you come home and do them a little
I can
happy
just picture
dance.
a teen be like, I'm not interested in a dance, you promised me a phone, I want the phone.
It's never easy when it comes to money. We know that it can come and go in waves. You know, this is the sine wave of our life. It is always going to be like that. But if you ever find yourself needing that extra help when it's critical, then consider getting a credit card. And when managed well, it can be a brilliant financial tool and benefit you in the short and also in the long term.
That's right. Now, to find out more about Nedbank's Gold Credit, you can visit nedbank.co.za for more.
Never think 100 Rand is just a clipper. It's a fresh fade or prepaid electricity. It also gets you a gold credit card from only 40 Rand per month, and you still get change. So, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously? Get a Nedbank Gold credit card that helps you afford more.
Well, the time now is 1 minute before 8 o'clock. Time to have a final look at those news headlines. Starting on the national front, the Gauteng Department of Education has announced an extension of the placement period deadline for the year 2022 online admissions of grade 1s and grade 8s. Now, the deadline was initially yesterday, but had to be extended due to delays in offers being accepted. To date, the department has successfully placed 64% of the applications received. Some 122,000 grade 1s have still to be placed and more than 78,000 grade 8s. Now, offers which remain pending for more than 7 days will be auto-accepted as placed to avoid further delays. And then the South Africa pharmaceutical company Aspen will henceforth be able to manufacture a COVID-19 vaccine under the license of the American company Johnson & Johnson in Gqeberha. Aspen has entered into a non-binding agreement with Johnson & Johnson to manufacture Aspenovax. Now, this agreement will form the basis of the contract, which has yet to be finalized. Aspen intends to manufacture 1.3 billion doses of Aspenovax exclusively for use on the African mainland. The agreement was hailed by the World Health Organization as crucial for vaccine equality. And then looking to news further abroad, Lesotho's former Prime Minister, 82-year-old Thomas Tabane, has been charged with the 2017 murder of his estranged wife, Lepolelo Tabane. Gunmen shot and killed her 2 days before he was sworn in as Prime Minister. His current wife, Messiah, was charged with the same crime last year. Now, they are accused of hiring hitmen to commit the crime, but have both denied any involvement. She was living with Tabane at the time of the killing, and Tabane stepped down in May 2020 following months of pressure after he was named as a suspect. Then staying with news abroad, the World Health Organization says people who are unwell or are at risk of severe COVID-19 should delay travel abroad because of the new Omicron variant. The UN agency includes that category people over 60 and those with comorbidities. It also restates its position that blanket travel bans do not prevent the spread of the variant. Now, this comes after South Africa alerted the world about the variant last week, and many countries subsequently proceeded to impose restrictions on travel from countries in southern Africa. And then finally, South Africa's first Michelin star chef is celebrating a huge win. South Africa's first Michelin star chef, published author and passionate photographer Jan-Hendrik van der Westhuizen is celebrating a huge win for his restaurant. From kneading dough in the farmhouse kitchen of his childhood in Mpumalanga to running his own restaurant in Nice, France, Jan-Hendrik's journey has taken many unexpected turns. In 2019, he opened Klein Jan in Swallow, Kalahari, one of South Africa's leading private game reserves and an untamed, untouched, unspoiled refuge that celebrates the simple yet authentic splendors of this magical region. Klein Jan has become the region's culinary epicenter, a place where the Kalahari's unique ingredients are translated into world-class cuisine. Van der Westhuizen has long dreamt of discovering this unexplored culinary territory, which to his mind has unlimited potential. Now his efforts are paying off. The restaurant was selected as the world hidden gem at the La Laisse in Paris. Klein Jan was inspired by a love of South Africa, its heritage, and also the concept of home. and now enjoys the exceptional honor of being recognized on the international stage as well. An incredible accomplishment indeed, and we wish you all of the best. On that note, that is where I wrap up your news headlines at 8 o'clock. G is standing by with a final look at the sports.
Thanks so much. Well, let's start with rugby. Now, 2 United Rugby Championship derbies originally scheduled for February of next year have been brought forward and will be played in Durban and Cape Town this weekend. In the wake of the round 6 and 7 matches that were postponed last week due to the emergence of this new variant of COVID-19, it was then decided to move 2 local derbies forward. So as a result, we can now look forward to the Sharks hosting the Bulls in Durban on Friday evening, and the Stormers will then face the Lions down in Cape Town. That's on Saturday afternoon. There will be limited spectators allowed at these matches, as gazetted by the government in October. Then on to cricket. Former Proteas all-rounder and master blaster Lance Klusener will leave his position as Afghanistan's head coach at the end of his contract next month, and that by mutual agreement. So Klusener was appointed in September of 2019 and led Afghanistan at this year's T20 World Cup, where they won 2 of their 5 matches in the group stages, up against some pretty tough opposition. And under the 50-year-old, Afghanistan won 1 of their 3 test matches, 3 out of their 6 ODIs, and 9 out of their 14 T20s, so not a bad run. Then on to football. It's that time of the year. Football is going to get congested. Today is no exception. No less than 6 Premier League games on offer tonight. The Merseyside derby obviously taking centre stage, with Rafa Benitez taking on his former club as Everton welcome Liverpool. Then league leaders Chelsea, they'll be looking for an improved performance after their 1-1 draw against Man United. That's as they travel to Watford. Then Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa, 2 for 2 so far under his stewardship. They're up against Man City, while West Ham are at home to Brighton. And then finally on to golf. Tiger Woods says he does not expect to return to the tour full-time. That following his car accident back in February. Woods' car left the road at around 85 miles an hour and then flipped several times during the accident in California. The 15-time major champion then had surgery on open fractures to his lower right leg and sustained further injuries to his foot and ankle, and spent nearly 3 months in a hospital bed as a result. So earlier this month, the 45-year-old said he was, and we quote, making progress, and he also shared footage of him playing golf actually for the first time since his accident, but has not played competitively since December of 2020. Well, that's where we leave our sporting headlines for today. Let's get one last look at the weather and some of those temperatures you can expect.
Thank you, Graham. Well, a weather-related story that brings some good news for communities. A multi-million rand community-based wind farm has finally been launched in the Kouga region of the Eastern Cape. The Kouga Wind Farm Community Development Trust will spend 300 million rand over a 5-year period, focusing on areas such as Umzamo Wetu, Sivista, KwaNomzamo and Kruisfontein. Beneficiaries will be equipped with skills needed in the energy sector and also have a 26% investment stake in funding from the Industrial Development Corporation. The Kouga Communities Trust, Dr. Hlale Mnatane, says community involvement is crucial and the renewable energy sector is playing a vital role in job creation. He says this is important to ensure sustainable development. He added that development which is stable is developing that is based on the needs of the people. And from great developments in the renewable energy sector in South Africa, we now move on to some beautiful sunrise views experienced around the country too. Long-standing viewer and friend of the show, Nancy Govender from Umkomaas, kicked us off this morning with a stunning image showing how her day starts overlooking the area as the sun comes up behind the clouds in the distance. And then Natalie Daniels from Strandfontein shared this glorious shot of the sun's rays breaking through the cloud cover as the day begins. Renee Kleinans from Plettenberg Bay captured this breathtaking image overlooking the ocean and showing off the mountains in the distance. And then last but not least, Vincent Latuli from Durban shared this darker image of a moody sky filled with clouds and patches of light. Just beautiful. Well, if you have a beautiful sunrise photo to share with us, please do so on the Expresso Facebook page. But let's look at your temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, a low of 18 and a high of 28 for today. Mbombela 18, 24. Pretoria 19, reaching a high of 30. If you're in Johannesburg, a low of 17 with a high of 28. Partly cloudy in Mahikeng, 18 is your low, 33 your high. Cloudsdorp 17, 32. Kimberley, a hot day ahead, a low of 19, a high of 36. Bloemfontein 15, reaching a high of 33. Partly cloudy in Richards Bay, 23, 31. Pietermaritzburg 17, reaching a high of 30. Partly cloudy conditions in Durban with a high of 26. Mthatha 15, reaching a high of 29. East London 19, 24. A sunny day in Cradock with a low of 14, a high of 35. Gqeberha 17, 23. George 14 with a high of 21. Cape Town 15, reaching a high of 22. Partly cloudy conditions in Worcester, a low of 12, a high of 26. Sutherland 7:23, and a sunny and hot day can be expected in Uppington, a low of 17, a high of 37 degrees Celsius. And that's a wrap on your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Look at you coming in hot, just like the weather, hey?
Exactly that, exactly that. Are you ready? How your level of spice? And you lied this morning. You said that you can handle the heat. He can't, Mzansi, but we're going to find out. We are battling it out with KFC spicy wings. Can you handle that level of spice?
I don't know if I can handle it, but of course, before we get into it, we are going to be celebrating it at Kentucky Town. It's the 50th birthday celebration of Kentucky, and then Jamie and I are going to go head-to-head on that challenge. Wish us luck. We'll see you in just a bit.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We are in the mood to celebrate, and we're going to do that right now because KFC are celebrating 50 years. Get that, 50 years of its finger-licking good in Mzansi. Now, in celebration, they launched their first pop-up store called Kentucky Town.
How cool is that?
That's amazing.
I want to go to Kentucky Town. First class tickets. Now, Kentucky Town is offering consumers a limited edition birthday menu, exclusively branded gear and personalized experiences. Now, the G-Man himself is there to check out the never before, never again items. Let's have a look.
When you're serving up fried chicken, it is the skin that holds the secret. It's got to form this salty, crispy layer that is drool-worthy. And for a long time, since its inception, KFC has been Mzansi's favorite finger-licking good fried chicken. Now celebrating their 50th birthday, we're at the first ever Kentucky Town pop-up store. And things are getting a little spicy. Now, a man who just doesn't talk the talk, he quite literally walks the walk. Sahel, what an exciting and brilliant activation. This has come together beautifully, but I've got to ask you to hone in on the bigger picture here. 50 years, that's half a century. What does that mean to you?
I think for 50 years, we've been serving original recipe chicken. Turning 50 means a lot to us. It means a lot to our franchise partners, to our teams and our fans. I think for us, it's about remaining relevant, but also being South Africa's favorite QSR restaurant. We are today South Africa's favorite QSR restaurant, and we want to remain number one for the next 50.
And this pop-up store is all about that. What is going down at Kentucky Town?
We've been very intentional about making every experience at the pop-up store unique. So you're going to get unique food, unique merchandise, unique experiences. All I can say is it's limited, so get here. You snooze, you lose.
This guy over here, okay, is barely even smiling at all. He's just won 50,000 Rand in prizes. Why? Because he is a super fan, and a special super fan is that.
It's such an overwhelming feeling, I'm super excited. Actually, I'm out of words. I'd like to thank KFC for giving me this opportunity to express how I take myself as a super fan to KFC.
Me, Big B, I'm not a dancer or a singer, so I design things. So I just decided, you know what, why not just design something?
What makes me a super fan is that I love KFC. I eat KFC when I'm happy. I eat KFC when I'm sad. So I think I'm a fan because I genuinely do love KFC and I like to share it with my family.
We love the dunk sauce, we love the zinger sauce, but really dishing the sauciest sauce all the time. Anele, so good to see you. What do you make of our Kentucky Town setup here?
Listen, Kentucky Town is DNA for me. It just reminded me that when I was born, Kentucky was around, and it was a huge thing in our household for us to get Kentucky, and that's why we loved road trips so much, because you knew you'd get to Durban, we'd get a bucket of KFC, and all the kids would dig in.
They've got some items on this menu that have never been seen and will never be seen again, okay?
I'm already knee-deep in the chicken skins, right? Somebody's been reading my diary because that's all I've wanted, because usually when I have a crunch burger, I remove skin from the chicken and put it into the crunch burger. Try it, it'll change your life. The streetwise chow was a favorite long ago. They've brought that back. The spicy chips are back again. And then, did you see the chicken breast cheesy jalapeno slice? My word. And that looks like, my personal trainer will love me for it.
Spice lovers, KFC challenge you to their Hot AF KFC Wing Challenge at Kentucky Town on Fridays, Saturdays or Sundays at 11 a.m. or 3 p.m. You can compete against fellow Heat fanatics for a chance to get your name on the Zinger leaderboard and a chance to win Hot AF prizes.
I think what makes Kentucky Town so special is it's something completely different that South Africans haven't seen before that takes KFC to the next level.
I think it's amazing to have something different compared to your everyday normal streetwise ones, streetwise twos, something unique, something fantastic. You can't go wrong with that. My favorite dish of KFC would be the Zinger burger.
We might as well be the same person.
I grew up with the streetwise chow. That was one of my favorite after-school snacks. Me and my friends used to walk to the KFC and literally go, like, without 10 rand to buy the streetwise chow. So it was part of who we were.
You know, with South Africans, you gotta literally go to the heart of it. And then when you wrap it with a brand, it's something else. So what is our key thing? Chicken. So you bring the chicken, and then you wrap it in a sauce. We are inside.
And what's a 50th without an anthem, especially one produced by the legendary Sabc in collaboration with the equally legendary Mafiki Zolo and with contributions from the KFC team themselves nationwide.
To the people, you know. I've got my own little memories of KFC with my dad. So I think each and every one of us here, you know, we've had created some kind of beautiful memories with KFC.
From the songwriting perspective, what did you want to embody with this song? What was your goal?
Everything starts with the music. The music will inspire you to take directions where you want to go. But we believe that Mafiki Zolo has always been that brand that is celebrated in the continent of Africa. So we start with the melodies. The melodies have to inspire. Some of the lyrics were inspired by the staff, the normal staff. And then people always come to KFC to support KFC. We say happy 50th celebration KFC from Mafiki Zolo.
Well, I suppose if you're going to wait 50 years to have a party, then there's only one person to get the party started. And he's done such a phenomenal job with this theme song for their 50th birthday celebrations. Sabc, I think you know you're one of our favorites, dude. Clearly, if the chart's anything to go by, you're South Africa's absolute favorite at the moment, so congratulations. Clearly, you are riding a wave at the moment.
Thank you so much, man. I'm definitely, and I don't want to spend just 1 minute looking away, man. Yeah. I'm just concentrating on what is happening right now, and I'm enjoying each and every moment, yeah. We grew up with KFC, you know. To us, KFC is not a takeaway. It's supper. It's upper echelons. You know, it's like it's tops. It's and to be involved such an historic brand and making a theme song. I mean, man, after 50 years, people would know that Sabc did a song 50 years ago.
And I think you're the perfect custodian for a song like this because it's an anthem. What did you guys plan to do, you and KFC, with this anthem?
It's the song that I would like to hear being played. A soccer match, you know, it's a rugby match. Yeah, it's like I was making a song like that.
Well, Sabc takes this party to another level. I'm going to bid you a fond farewell. This has been the most incredible experience. If you are feeling the FOMO right now, make sure you get in on the action. Get down to Kentucky Town before the 5th of December. And of course, you can follow all of the social media action. And trust me, there's a lot of content from tonight with the hashtag Kentucky Town on all of their social media platforms. And then if you can't make it down to the Kentucky Town celebration, don't fret. You can still get some of the limited edition birthday and collab gear, some of those amazing limited edition sources online as well. Just go to kentuckyshop.co.za. But if you can make it down, I suggest you do. This is, come on, a once in every 50 years opportunity.
Oh, Kentucky Town looked amazing, just seeing all of that amazing foods coming back. I mean, the streetwise chow, looking at those chicken skins, I'm honestly quite jealous that Graham got to be there and not myself. But we are bringing a little bit of that to your screens right now as things are about to get hot AF.
I'm actually so nervous on behalf of Ryle and Jamie that I've got the hiccups. Just thinking about eating those hot wings again. Whew, it's intense. The KFC Hot AF Zinger Wings Challenge is epic. Now, I went through it twice on the day and absolutely loved it, but I was dripping from every pore, okay? It's about to get hot in the Expresso kitchen this morning as Ryle de Mornay and Jamie Lee Domberg take on the KFC Zinger Hot AF Wing Challenge. You can do this at Kentucky Town, which honestly, Kentucky Town was like, someone had reached into my head, grabbed my food fantasies and pulled them out. It was crazy. I mean, the streetwise chow, guys, a zinger strip inside a mini loaf with gravy, and then you dunk it in the zinger sauce. Oh, get out, just get out. But the Hot AF Wing Challenge is this, okay? And guys have been setting some insane times at Kentucky Town. They have 3 wings. You've only got 2, okay? You've got to get through them all as quickly as possible, okay? And the lowest time, that wins. But first of all, you've got to eat all of them, okay? And some people don't make it past number 2. All right.
So
I'm nervous.
I'm so scared. I'm like, normally for big sport events I get nervous, but I've never felt like this.
Yeah, man,
Like
your adrenaline must go over. It's gonna help you. You need your internal
So is the
organs
task,
to be
let me get this
supported.
correct, we have to finish the entire chicken wing?
Yeah. So I would start with number 1, which is like, oh.
Okay.
Number 2 is like, oh, oh. Number 3 is like, oh, 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 oh. Okay.
Okay, is that...
You could, like, I reckon you could stop a charging bull with number 3.
No
okay? Like
way.
a charge, you know,
No
when
way.
an elephant's doing that,
How do you
take out number 3 and you'll be like, his eyes will start
Or
watering.
post-eating it, you could just breathe and fire might come out.
Net soos die duivel op jou tong.
I love it.
All right, guys, so look, I'm buying you time here, but it's time to get into it,
Okay.
okay? So you can see by their color, the darker the intensity, the darker, the hotter the wing, okay?
And I gotta say, are those actual, like, authentic
Chili,
real
like chili.
No,
flakes?
it's fake
on there?
chili, but it's tomato seeds.
Oh,
No, it's just tomato seeds.
Okay,
It's not
all
chili
right.
at all.
And am I finishing both or just one?
No, all of them. I don't want to
So
see
6
anything.
in total.
Just imagine how to beat would tackle these guys. That's how you're going to do it, okay? You know he gives a chicken. Okay.
Can we start? Can we
all right,
start?
so I'm going to count you down, then the fastest time wins, but just get through it, then I'll be impressed, guys. And they do actually taste amazing as well, so enjoy. 3, 2, 1, take it away. I'm wondering if there's a specific technique. Ryle is quite romantic in the way that he's tucking into those. Jamie is using fingers to create
This is
effect.
good.
Tasty, eh? Get in there. You've left probably a little bit too much for my liking, but don't leave any of the crunchiness behind. Yeah, get in there, man. Nice. Okay, I'll take that. I'll accept that. How's it going there, Jamie?
I'm living my best life. I just want to eat this. Number 1.
Don't be fooled, eh? The first one tastes so nice, so it lures you into the second.
I'm not ready for the next one.
This is okay. Not bad. Jamie, are you finished your first yet?
Yes.
Oh, very
You happy?
delicate and petite and still quite clean as well. I thought you might need bibs for this one.
Okay, on to number 2.
You know, Ryle's having like a Sunday picnic here. He's just chilling. And he's just chowing his chicken.
It's starting to get strong now.
Okay, yeah. See, it's also the longer time the sauces spend in your mouth, the hotter they get. Okay, great. The water. I know you're supposed to have milk with it. I don't know if that's just an old wives' tale.
Is this gonna help?
I don't know. It just maybe will spread the heat around more liberally in your mouth.
The trick is not to breathe.
Don't breathe. Oh, yeah, no, you get the fumes coming in. Okay, so Jamie is on number 2. I like her technique. She's using her little fingers to really get in there, tear apart each beautiful piece. Ryle's on to number 2.
Yo, that is hot, bruh. Yo.
I'm sweating. I'm actually getting a bit of a head glisten on.
Oh. Yo.
Don't breathe. Don't breathe in. No, don't cough. Oh, are you mad? You can't cough.
No, you can do this, but get stuck in there. Get stuck in there.
You turned something up now.
I did. It's called the... I told you. Oh. Go for it.
Yo, Jamie,
Come on, buddy, you can do it. Jamie's kicking your butt right now, man.
She is.
Are you a chicken or a rooster? Come on, man.
Okay.
I could have gone
Number 2
there.
is done. That was so great.
Come on, dude. There we go. Now he's getting into it. Eat through the pain. Jamie, have you finished number 2?
Number 2 is done.
Okay.
Oh, you're so full.
Just don't breathe.
Come on, just don't even
No,
think
I'm not
about
going to
it.
the water.
Cut off that brain-mouth connection, okay?
You guys know I don't have medical aid, eh?
Okay. Can we have a close-up? Can we have a close-up on Jamie's brow, please? Okay, she's doing wickedly good in the time stakes. You can do it,
Okay.
girl.
Take
You
one.
can do it. I like how you put it right at the back of your mouth as if it's going to miss your tongue. Yeah, man. You're praying right now. It looks like you're praying.
I want to.
Raul, you're not ready for number 3. You are going to die.
Don't, for goodness sake, touch your eyes. Please. I made the mistake of, for the rest of that live broadcast, then was running around with this stuff on my fingers. And, enemy of the eye. And, young lady, how's it going? Yeah. That was like the final scene from Flashdance.
What
waiting
is that?
for the water to come down. And
It's still so good,
that
though.
would actually be quite nice. You see what I mean? They lure
My
you in because
nose
it tastes delicious.
is running.
And there's a bit of this kind of flavor profile, the dunk sauce, guys. I've got to tell you. So these are ours. I don't care if they want them back. We're going to keep them. This will change your life. Only 2,000 bottles made of the dunk sauce and the zinger sauce. Normally only in-house, just for a limited time only. And you can get to kentuckyshop.co.za if you want to pick. There might only be like 2 left.
Done.
Are you finished?
Yeah,
Can I get a round of applause? Stop the clock. Did you just throw your sauce at me, dude? You sauced me, man.
It might have been the flames coming out of my mouth.
Well done.
I told you. This
While I
one.
wait for our timekeepers upstairs to clock your time. Is that it, bud? Is that it? Huh?
Wait,
Come on. Come on,
Fastest
China.
man in
I can do
sand.
this.
But
Well, you know what they say about women having a higher pain threshold, eh?
what do they say?
It is cooking. Hey, but still so
I can't talk.
good. Hey,
I
still
can't
so
talk, but it
delicious.
is so delicious.
Don't touch
so
your
good.
eyes. Careful, Brew. Careful, dude.
Oh, man.
So were those tomato seeds or real chili flakes?
That was real chili. And a little bit of dragon sprinkled over it as well.
Yeah. Oh, die devil. Op sy tong. Absolutely beautiful, guys. Jamie Lee Domberg, well done. You are our reigning Hot AF Singer Wing Challenge winner! Absolutely beautiful. Look at that, eh? Well, things are hot here, peeps. Understandably so. I'm even sweating. And for all those spice lovers out there who think they can handle the heat at Kentucky Town, at the Zone, at Rosebank, well, then we are challenging you to the Hot AF KFC Zinger Wing Challenge. And if you'd like to be part of the action, then you've got to follow hashtag Kentucky Town on social media, or you can visit the KFC's social media platforms. You can get onto their blog for all the details and a whole lot of amazing content, especially exploring the culture around this event. I mean, the clothing is immaculate. And for fans that can't or cannot make it to the pop-up store, fret not. Between the 25th of November and the 5th of December, you can still purchase some of the limited edition gear and collabs gear, as well as the famous sauces at, as I said, kentuckyshop.co.za. You're right, my boy.
He's actually
sorry I put you through that.
Whatever.
Don't get the sauce in your eye, please, man.
I feel like I've transformed into a dragon.
Is this hotter than the 2 times noodles?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Wait.
Well, there you have it, peeps. The gauntlet has been thrown down. The challenge now is in your courts.
Do it.
Only you can make my day.
We were there for Umpelele Mapebeza days, there for the game changer days. Telkom has been and will always be there, making every day more special with the new Telkom Uncapped Prepaid Fiber. Get a 3-day voucher at 99 rands or 7 days at 169 rands and even 30 days at 449 rands. No fixed contract, full control of spend, easy to top up. Fast goes prepaid for your home.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
The Breakfast Show, and if you're not aware of it, it is 1 December, so if you haven't already, we reckon it is now the time to unpack your Christmas decor box and get your home ready for the festive season. Now, Editor-in-Chief of Modern Christmas, Danelle Weekly, she is here to join us in studio to show us how to decorate the ultimate Christmas tree. I am super duper excited because I would have done things differently. Everyone has a way of setting up their Christmas tree. Dan, I take it you put the lights on first?
I do put the lights on first, though.
I came from
a family who put the lights on last.
Okay.
And I think it was a fatal flaw.
Okay, so here we have the base of our Christmas tree up. We've got our lights on first. That's your way of doing it. So now we're going to get and add some fun baubles.
And like I said, that's your way of doing it. Like, why would anyone do that? It's a bit like rinse your mince. Lights on first. It goes around the middle, and then you know where to put everything else.
Okay, I get it. I'll admit that. Now, big question, is your tree up already?
So, in anticipation of December the 1st, I hauled it out last night and put it up.
So you only put it on, like, just before the 1st
I did.
of December?
No pressure for this morning.
If it was up to me, my tree, if I had one, would have been up on the 1st of November. And when do you take your tree down?
I stick to traditions.
I remember the one year my flatmate was like, Zoe, it's Easter. When do you take down the tree? When enough people complain, I take down the tree.
That's also not to say I don't find the odd fairy lights still, because Christmas for me is all about the fairy lights more than the tree. So long after tradition, I find odd fairy lights in vases and things.
Okay, so we have some beautiful baubles here that Woolies have on offer. I feel like we need to get started before we get talking about
Okay, so we can talk and dress at the same time.
What is the best way to decorate? Big ones in the front or at the back?
So I like heavy ones at the bottom.
Ah.
So whether they're baubles or your bigger, heavier decorations, pop them on the bottom and then kind of stack your tree up. So I would normally start heavy at the bottom, the kind of more precious, expensive ones up at the top that everyone will pay attention to, and then fill in with smaller baubles where there's spaces.
In between.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't really put the big ones up here?
No, because I think sometimes those drop the branches and then it kind of ends up hiding other things further below. So I like to do heavy at the bottom. But also you'll see from today's baubles that I've picked quite a traditional colour palette.
Yes, you've gone for the reds, the silvers, there's a hint of white gold.
So we've got a green tree, which is already a good start because it means you can mix everything with it. And I've gone for quite plain and simple fairy lights. So they're not the multicoloured ones or anything like that, although if that's your bag, absolutely. But I thought this was a really good base to start with. So traditional colours of Christmas are obviously red and green, and we love a bit of a sparkle. And I think it's a really easy way then to feel like you don't have to spend a fortune every year on redoing what your decision is for Christmas, because you can add to a colour palette like this so easily.
You can, because it gives you so much to play with. Now, in terms of the baubles, we have that. We've got the tree that we're busy decorating right now.
Yes.
For other decor elements, what else can we add to our home to really give us a more festive feel?
Aside from the fairy lights, which I am obsessed with, and even though I call it a Christmas thing, it's probably an all-year thing, what I love about lights at Christmas time is that it adds something to your tree at night, and so you feel Christmassy in the evening as well. When the lights are low, I pop fairy lights into vases on the sideboard at my Christmas table. I like to pull them down, the sort of table runners, and put things in the wine coolers. I think there's such a great way of kind of having something sparkly on that front. And I am also absolutely besotted with a wreath.
Oh,
I love wreaths.
That's one thing I haven't really had at my house. house yet, and I think this might be the first year I should introduce that.
I do love them. It's also an opportunity to add a bit of Christmassy to a door or to a wall. Even these plain and simple joy ones I think are so cute, and they're quite light, so they're also easy to hang anywhere. It's not like you actually need a specific spot for them. You can kind of move them around. And I think they just also add a little bit of greenery to stuff, which is beautiful, obviously. And I think that with our current obsession with house plants and everything else, we can kind of pull those into the Christmas mix with wreaths and fairy lights and things as well. That's exactly what I was doing.
So this year I'm doing Christmas a little differently because Woolies have these tiny little feather Christmas trees.
Oh, yes.
I have a little black one that now acts as my Christmas tree, but I suppose I can add some of these tiny baubles to it.
You can, and you can also add lights.
There we go. It's about the light.
There's a very beautiful collection at Woolies as well that's kind of a little bit luxier, so the more metallic silver and golds and things, which also work really well with the traditional look of the red and green, which I think is really beautiful. I'm totally cheating my own rules here by putting all of these baubles on high.
It's okay.
I've got the
I feel like I need to turn the tree slightly so you can actually see all the pretty baubles, because I don't know if you do it in your house, but we just decorate the front of the tree. Put everything in the front, and then you actually forget about the back.
No, well, the back is where the homemade decorations
School
go. Yeah.
Dan, it's always so great having you in studio. Today it was all about talking festive, decorating a Christmas tree, and it all really starts with beautifully decorated Christmas trees. So if you haven't got yours up yet, I think today is the best day, or at least this weekend, to get your tree up. And you can shop all of these stunning Christmas decorations at Woolworths. They're available in-store, online, and on the Woolies app. Plus, you can get 20% off Christmas crackers at Woolworths in-store, online, and on the Woolies app, and that is until the 5th of December. So make sure you get all of your festive shopping done ahead of the crowds. There we go. Dan, I love what we did.
Ready? Me too.
Yes.
Love it. Thanks, sir.
Yay.
Well done.
Thank
She looks
you.
amazing.
Oh, I had so much fun decorating it.
I'm missing the fact that I don't have decorations in my house, but what I do have is holiday cheer, because we get to watch some amazing rugby at the moment, and we know that we also have an opportunity to experience red and unlock summer with Vodacom's red plans and some amazing giveaways. Incredible stuff. So you can join in on the fun this summer to win your share of 250 million rands worth of cash and prizes, plus a share of 1 billion Vodabucks when you download the VodaPay app or the My Vodacom app, and then just play to win.
How
incredible.
amazing, because Vodacom's also, they're giving away 3 Vodacom Rugby Champ jerseys to 3 lucky winners this week. Now, we have asked you to tell us what your favorite rugby jersey is. Is it the DHL Stormers, the Sabc Sharks, the Emirates Lions, or the Vodacom Bulls?
Well, I know. Yeah, okay, this is going to divide the country, I hear that. But let's see at what some of your comments were. And it seems that we have a lot of Stormers, Sharks and Bulls supporters out there. We're the Lions, man. Come on, guys. So, Kiana Lale saying the Sabc Sharks without a doubt.
There we go. Then we also have one coming through from Jojo Mpezi Piri saying a Vodacom Blue Bulls jersey all day, every day.
Then Patsy's got my heart. Patsy Charles Clutter saying the DHL Stormers, of course. I love the fact that we've got so many loyal rugby fans out there. Now, let's help you look the parts. And remember to get your answers in, because we will be announcing those 3 lucky winners this Friday, so you've only got a couple of days to get on it.
That's right, and Vodacom is giving away 3 Vodacom United Rugby Champs, and this is jerseys to 3 lucky winners. Simply reply to the competition post on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter or Instagram page and tell us What is your favorite rugby jersey? Is it the DHL Stormers, the Cell C Sharks, the Emirates Lions, or the Vodacom Bulls? Those are the ones to choose from.
Yeah, man. Sia made it so difficult when he moved to the Sharks for me. Now I'm torn.
You're torn.
I'm torn, man. Well, don't forget to hashtag unlock your summer and please get on it because these are some really amazing prizes and deals. The competition, this one, closes on Thursday, so tomorrow. So you've got to get it at 10 a.m. But you can find all the terms and conditions that do apply on our website, which is expressoshow.com. Good luck.
Switch to red and get a free jersey with this Samsung deal for only 1,599 Rand per month. Experience red. Unlock more this summer. Further together. Vodacom.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back. You are just in time as we get into the culinary hotline bling.
Ting, ting, ting!
There we go, and we are joined by the one and only, one of our favorites, Chef Clem. He is here to answer all of your culinary conundrums. So if you have a question, please do call us. Our number is 021 110 5552. Chef Clem, it's always so great to be in the kitchen with you.
Thank you so much. And I like the fact that you've also taken up like a lot of responsibility. You can like properly handle the situations happening in the kitchen. So if you have a question for Zoe, like to ask any questions, any culinary conundrums you have, she'll
I can
answer.
share from my mistakes.
How about
the lessons I have learned?
I think if someone does call, I think it'd be so interesting if you try answering it. Let's just see.
Okay, let's see. Let's see how well my knowledge, how much I've built up.
Okay.
Oh, well,
look at that. Okay.
Cool. Culinary hotline bling. Hello, Zoe speaking.
Hello.
Hi, who's calling?
Tahira.
Tahira, hi. What is your question for Chef Clem?
I want to know from Chef Clem how to make taco shells. And my second question is how to make pizza bread. Can you fry it or you can grill it?
Ooh, so pizza bread.
Tawa.
Okay, thank you, Tahira. I'll get Chef Clem to do that for you. How can we make our own taco shells?
Okay, so I'm going to totally do the demonstration of making the taco shells for you today. And I think literally way back last year, we did a demonstration of making your own pita bread with that perfect pocket. So we'll definitely do that again for you. So let's go through making the taco shells. The amazing thing is, well, a few years ago when I wanted taco shells, you couldn't find them anywhere.
No.
Now you can get them at Woolies, which I absolutely love. And they
Pop them in the oven, right?
Absolutely. Well, you don't even really have to. It depends. Like little perfectly little toasted little corn taco shells done for you. But I love that you want to make them yourself. So I thought, let's get a little more creative. Instead of making these, let's make little cones.
Ooh.
Okay. These are also pretty simple to make. So what I do is I take my tortilla wrap and I put them in between the little grids of the oven. And that actually holds them in place, and I toast them like that.
And that gives you the shape.
Perfectly fine. I like the cones, though, because God gave us 2 hands, and you can make 2 cones and have a cone in each hand.
Aww.
So, I'll show you how I do that. So,
I mean, I'm here for anything that won't make all the sauce and toppings fall out and make me messy.
So the cone in that case is like the perfect one. So I'm going to give you half. What you do is take your whole tortilla and cut it in half. There's your half.
Thank you. I'm going to come closer to you.
And what you're going to do is you're going to... And I like writing recipes very detailed when it comes to like when you have to fold things and wrap things. So this is the same way that you would make a piping bag at home for yourself. Except instead of a round end, you'd have another triangle. Okay. So you're going to have the flat side facing you. You got it? And you're going to grab the 2 corners, and you're going to fold them towards each other and have one of the sides overlapping. It doesn't matter if it's the left side or the right side. I always say have your right side overlapping, because then you've got like a... If you're right-handed, it just makes it a little easier. Okay. I'm left-handed, but I'm doing it for you.
And you obviously need to make sure it's sealed at the bottom.
Right.
So that's how much it needs to overlap.
Pinch it nice and tight, make sure it seals at the bottom, and then you're good to go. If you're not going to be doing very saucy toothpick, a toothpick, absolutely. Okay. So, you've got your little hat.
It is the same thing,
It's the same thing.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. Because imagine people like, no, I don't have any cocktail skewers, I only have toothpicks. So thank you for bringing that up. Toothpick or cocktail skewer, same thing. So you've got your little hat now.
Yes, and then we pop this in the oven.
Right, so it goes into the oven, it goes into the air fryer, and it comes out beautifully toasted like this.
You had me at air fryer. That's so amazing.
There.
Don't have an oven just yet.
Someone said, someone also spoke about the fact when we do more recipes like this, if I don't have an oven, what can I do? There is another method. So you've made your cone. What you need to do is you take the tongs and you actually deep fry it, okay?
Okay. A little on the unhealthier side, but still delicious, still gets that crunchiness.
Delicious. So every time you're working with toothpicks in the kitchen, it's very important that you keep note where you've actually put them. And this is not even a joke. This is very, very serious. Because, I mean, it would be beyond painful to bite into this cone.
And there's a toothpick.
Right.
Okay.
So, being the host, serving a guest, as soon as they come out, make sure you get that skewer out of them immediately.
That's important, because it can ruin a meal if you come across a little toothpick that was just supposed to... It's a bit of an unwanted surprise.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt a lot. Okay, so you've got your perfect shell. So the good thing is you can actually make this a day ahead of time, which I really love, because if you've got all these little elements done, and the whole thing I love about a Mexican food, a Mexican-inspired food, is that you can kind of array all the ingredients down as like a table, a big feast, and everybody just goes along and builds their own, which I think is really, really cool. Especially in the festive season, if you are going to be hosting, and your chances are even if you're just hosting yourself, don't get caught up in the stress of doing all the prep on the day or as your guests get there. Do everything before the time.
Do what you can do beforehand. Well, listen, our line remains open. It is the culinary hotline. Bling!
Ting, ting, ting.
Okay, we need to wake the studio up a little bit more, but please call us if you have a culinary conundrum. Chef Clem's not going anywhere. We will be unpacking more of your culinary questions.
Ting! Sorry, we'll try harder next time, I promise. Now, we want you to challenge the expected with AEG this festive season. And in so doing, stand a chance of winning your share of 100,000 Rand with AEG right here on the show, so you can really impress in the kitchen. That's 10 prizes of 10,000 Rand each, and obviously 10 very fortunate winners. So to enter, go onto Expresso's Twitter or our Facebook page and then comment on the AEG post by telling us how you will plan to change up the celebrations this holiday season with hashtag AEG Festive Flavor, and use that hashtag. And we want you to jump on this one. Obviously, it's an amazing an amazing prize. So we've had some pretty cool entrants coming through. Someone saying my cousin turned vegetarian, so I'm needing to change up the celebrations this year with some recipes, and I'll be challenging myself with those. That is exactly what we want from you. Make it a personal story, something that's going to grab our attention and something that's going to impress our partners. And of course, remember, we could be calling you live on Expresso on the show to first of all announce your 10,000 Rand winnings, and of course you could share that story live on air. But go over to our social pages to find out more and get that comment in with that hashtag AEG Festive Flavor to enter. Go and elevate the everyday in your home with AEG this holiday season, and find those terms and conditions on our website expressoshow.com. Get on this now. 10 grand, come on.
This Wednesday evening at 7:30, 5 potential cooking stars compete to earn a spot in the grand finale. And joining the judging panel is special guest, actor, model and entrepreneur Maps Maponyane.
Your hero ingredient today is mixed veg.
1 hour is all that you've got. Who will be Mzansi's next cooking star on Color Your Plates with Koo?
Absolutely divine. And just the clever use of our mixed veg.
And our winner is...
Wednesday at 7:30 on SABC2.
Morning, Mom. Look what we made for breakfast. Pizza. Hey, Mom. I'll see you soon. How many of these are we going to do?
Right.
Right.
Love you, Mom.
I love you guys. The illness insurance I took out is really going to help now.
Old Mutual's illness insurance pays out a single amount of up to 6 million Rand for whatever you and your family might need while you recover.
Sorry, Mom.
Make great financial decisions for you and your family and earn Old Mutual rewards points.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, well, let's help you out. If you're as terrible as me in the kitchen, that's why Chef Clem is here to help you out with the culinary hotline. Bling!
Ting, ting, ting!
Studio got their coffee. I've had enough. Chef Clem, you know what? I love how your wealth of knowledge when it comes to just knowing how to answer these culinary conundrums. It always fascinates me. And what are you busy with right now?
I'm working on that.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Hello, culinary hotline, Bling.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Zoe. How are you?
No
complaints. How are you?
No complaints, thank you. What can we help you with this morning?
Yes, I've got a question for Chef Clem. I've got a problem when frying fish.
Okay.
It becomes dry.
Comes out dry.
So I don't know where to start. Do you start with the egg or with the flour?
Okay, that's a very important question. Thank you, Nancy. We will answer that. Chef Clem, our next caller is having some trouble when they're frying their fish. It comes out a bit dry. Can you help us? How do we avoid that?
Anytime your seafood comes out a little dry, a little droog, there is a solution, and I know exactly what's going on. You're overcooking it.
Oh, okay.
And that's fine, because a lot of people think that they really need to cook like seafood to like the max. Because some people think that seafood's a little unsafe, and it's not actually. So my tip is to don't overdo it.
Okay, don't
Absolutely.
overdo it. And then in terms of the actual batter?
Yeah, let's get cracking on that.
Because I mean, I've had certain batters with bietjie droog was, and
Yeah.
it's just like there was nothing to it.
And
how can we avoid that?
I don't like an under-seasoned batter. It just takes away from the flavor of the actual fish. So, very simple. I've got some flour, and this is when we start adding the seasoning now already. So, I've just got a little bit of fish. I'm using hake. Whatever fish you're going to be using, make sure it's sustainable, and that's the most important thing. So, that goes in there. Salt and pepper directly onto the fish.
Okay.
And some of it obviously will fall onto the flour. Pepper, like, you have to.
Lots
Then I'm
of
going to
pepper.
use some of the salsa seasoning. It's good on everything. So that's going to go on there now.
Can I tell you how fascinated I was with the different seasonings Woolies is offering? The salsa seasoning. I think I actually bought the guacamole seasoning.
So good.
It's just like it makes your guac. It just adds that little extra something.
To like not only guac, like not only salsa, everything. It's so good. Okay. So we got that. What we're going to do now, this is the first coating we're doing, which is the coating of just the flour. Just flour.
Flour and the spices.
It's going to act as like the glue, which is the batter. This helps the glue actually stick to the fish. So we got that part done. Let's work on that batter.
Okay.
Do that. Right. Same thing. Salt, pepper, flour. You can use self-raising flour, works even better. There's something about the leavening agent that's in there that just helps it like puff up even more.
Now tell me, when people talk about beer batter fried fish, is that how they say it? They obviously then add beer to the batter?
Instead of doing water, they do beer.
Okay.
Perfectly fine. All the alcohol cooks out. But again, there's just something about the way that the carbonated liquid reacts with that self-raising element or with the flour that gives it a beautiful bubble.
So we're adding some carbonated water.
Some sparkling water.
Okay. Well, G-Man's going to come and join us in the kitchen. I feel like this is a family activity as we're about to wrap up the show. Chef Clem's quickly showing us how to make the
You guys make taco hats.
We did make taco hats. And I like it,
man. Hey, that's for like a little garden gnome. That's like a little taco hat for a little garden gnome. It's very cute, man.
They are very cool. Okay, cool. So, fish. You want to have it a little thicker than this. I've kind of like added too much liquid, so add a little more flour. And we invited Gene to the kitchen because he's alone on the other side because...
I was starting to look like a meme. You know, there's a meme of a guy just standing there all alone.
Chef Clem, you have 30 seconds to
I got
finish
30
up our
seconds.
batter, yeah?
30 seconds on the clock.
seconds.
Like
Let's
that.
see if you can do it in
Then
30
it goes
seconds.
like that.
So it goes like
you
this,
just
goes like
double
that.
dip.
Oh, you can see the thickness of that batter.
Oh,
Make
look
sure
at
it's
that.
nice
Is that what you
and
want? You want
G,
that?
my hands are covered in batter. So G,
Yay.
come in quickly. Come this side.
I'm coming, I'm
You're
coming,
on
I'm
it.
here,
Okay,
yeah.
grab a cone. Grab a cone.
Grab a cone.
Any cone. Okay.
Oh, they make. Here we go. I've
Yes.
got a hard one.
Grab some guac.
Some.
So yes.
Make your taco.
Do it.
It's
do it,
all
do
about
it.
the challenges today.
Ah.
There you go.
Okay, thank you, love. Cool. Got it.
And have you got fish?
I don't have fish.
Grab some fish.
I'm getting a fish. I've got a fish.
And enjoy.
Oh, there we go.
We love you guys so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for witnessing the Hot AF Zinger Wing Challenge. That was amazing.
was pretty
We love you so much. We'll see you tomorrow to do it all over again.
Cheers,
So,
Chef Clem.
I love you guys. Nothing beats being free for breakfast with the team or having family brunches for life as it used to be. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.